you know, it's all on YouTube. You can watch the glorious terribleness of it all. But all right, recap. So our adventurers, known as the Rats, those who rage against the storm, found themselves gathered together in a place known as the confluence of elemental planes. It was a place within the elemental morass that had the earth, wind, and fire all come together with no sign of water, or so it seemed. As a shadowy scourge began to take over the city of Brass, the team was sent on a quest to secure a moat of shadow in order to be able to wipe out the shadowy threat that was taking out the denizens of the city of Brass, the kind of capital city of the confluence of elemental planes. The party went on a quest all through this confluence, where they encountered all manner of fire creatures and shadow creatures, and they found themselves releasing a gate that had been stopped up to the elemental plane of water. And this release brought the influence of the elemental plane of water back into the confluence of planes. Continuing on, they met some very powerful ancient red dragons known as They in Scarlet, who promised to assist them in their receipt of the Moat of Shadow if they would unleash the second of the gates holding back the elemental plane of water. The party agreed, made some deals, so to speak.
Soul to soul.
Anthony
Watch the episode.
Anthony made some friends, and the party was whisked into the Shadowfell, where there was what can only be described as a war going on between the forces of the Raven Queen and the forces of the Void, of nothingness, of darkness, of dream, of mythos, shadow, the forces of Shar, and who knows what else. And these forces did battle as the rats went around and ultimately secured all of the keys to be able to retrieve the Moat of Shadow, which was in the vault of the Raven Queen. As they returned back to the confluence of planes, they had now a new high priestess of the Raven Queen in their warlock Cacophony, as well as a renewed hatred from the giant, the adolescent storm giant Ray, and a new hatred from the rest of the team for one clever and diabolical sorceress named Marishka, who seemed to be doing things in the midst of this battle in the Shadowfell, securing items of power for herself, having seemingly killed the former High Priestess of the Raven Queen.
She's just creating jobs.
She's just
stimulating the local ethereal economy.
The party, having received the benefit of the dragon's bargain, now trekked south to the purported location of the second gate, encountering all kinds of things along the way, ultimately losing one of their party members, their wizard, Hugo, who left the party, and ultimately having
going.
Well done. And having a new wizard who has apparently been with them for a long time, in spiritual form, Antony, a high-level wizard whose mission in life is to fight back against the Void and the mythos magic of Shar and her ilk, who seek to invade the material planes and their analogs in this reality. So joined by Antony, and together with Ray and Cacophony, from the beginning, also the warlock slash ranger slash, he does trying to figure out what he is.
I'm not the warlock.
Hasheen, the half drow, as well as the Aasimar, Celine, who is a sorceress slash cleric herself, a healer, and a wielder of the light. The party traveled to the second location and were ambushed along the way by a terrible serpent of the wastes known as a Thakwa, essentially a red worm, not W-Y-R-M, but W-O-R-M, like if you know D&D, the giant purple worms, this is a red version of the purple worms. And it kidnapped, oddly, Hasheen as they approached Hecate's Fathom, which was the location of the second gate. And the party gave chase below ground into all kinds of twisting caverns, and feeling the temperature of the place drop drastically into a frigid environment. Ultimately, they came upon the frozen body of Hasheen, which, oddly, the creature had already been killed. And Hasheen had been taken prisoner by a ice hag. The party at first tried to negotiate, but ultimately did battle with the hag and chose to spare her in exchange for passage into the heart of the gate.
Yep.
As the party made their way, Hasheen found himself blind, unable to see anything except for the almost ethereal light that was cast by the inner spirit of Celine, having some sort of connection with her, which was new and appreciated, because it at least gave you the ability to see some things that her radiant form illuminated around her. The party did battle with the guardian of the gate, a massive frost dragon. And in the midst of this battle, Ray, the holder of an artifact known as the Tear of Vivon Rano, a mote of creation associated with the elemental plane of water, which also includes the elemental plane of ice, and has connections to other planes throughout the planar multiverse, knowing that there are connections to a place called Rissia, which they don't really even know what that is, but there's some sort of connection with it there. This frost dragon itself had a piece of the moat in her forehead, and as they did battle, the dragon sought to take the Tear of Vivon Rano from Ray, and they clashed over the power of this mote of creation. The rest of the team tried to fight off what can only be described as a mist-like essence that seemed to possess the frost dragon. And through the powerful magic of Antony, as well as the intervention of Celine and Hasheen and Cacophony, they were able to separate the essence of this creature from the frost dragon as Ray fought for control of the gate that had been sealed. As Ray ultimately overcame the frost dragon and broke the seal on the gate, the essence possessed the fire elemental that was summoned by Hasheen, turning it into a frost elemental, which attacked the party and succeeded in killing Cacophony.
Yeah, it's your fault all this time. I've been trying to remember how that
I'm
happened.
pretty sure I wasn't here for that. Me personally.
You were
But
totally here for that.
I totally would have done that.
Yeah, totally here for that. Meanwhile, through a wild magic surge that occurred at the same time as the attack on this creature. Hashin had all of his S's
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
elongated.
Right, that forward.
Sucks.
Real talk, would that affect how somebody like a wizard or a spellcaster does their verbal
Yeah,
component?
the verbal components. So you have to have your S's. That still effect is in effect.
Okay.
The vortex of the gate began to suck through the party as first Cacophony's lifeless form, followed by Celine, and then Antony, and Hashin. Ultimately, Ray was the last to be pulled through, but not before you felt the clasp or the grasp of ice on your heel as you are pulled through. And this is exactly where we pick up right now. Cacophony, you're dead. You are aware of nothing. Sorry. Except for a familiar voice, which almost sighs as if it expected more. And she kind of just speaks softly to you. She says, "Oh, Cacophony. I hope Celine still has the power in her
Don't make
to
it
bring you back. Be strong." And you feel both comforted and anxious at the same time. Meanwhile, Hashin,
Oh, the anxiety's coming back. I should have grabbed
you
wine.
feel yourself
Barefoot.
splayed out on the ground. It is no longer
No,
this
that's not all.
slush of snow and ice and water. It's wet, as if a massive deluge has poured through here, but you feel moss or grass kind of on your cheek as you are just laid out on the ground. You look up and you see the glow of Celine. Celine, you are already on your feet, and your eyes are fixated on Cacophony, who is just not breathing, her body broken, splayed out on the ground before you. There are bushes and trees, and it looks to be a forest clearing that you're in. You can roll perception if you would like. Antony, a moment later, your body is back, and you land on your feet, and you immediately recognize that you've come through some sort of summoning circle. There are stone formations all around, and a central slab, which would typically be used for some sort of ceremonial purpose, whether it be offerings or sacrifice, or just the channeling of magic in this place. You immediately surmise that it is connected to the gate that had been sealed up, but it doesn't quite make sense. You can roll an Arcana check if you care to. Ray, a moment later, you crash into a stone. You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as are you still you were raging?
With the, I assume if we were fighting, I was raging.
Sure, you're still raging. You take damage, it maintains your rage, so it's half
I mean, I
down.
don't mind taking 5.
Yep, half down to 5.
Or
I have to
10.
list.
Half down to 5, and the tug that was on the bottom of your heel isn't there.
What?
As you kind of take in your surroundings, you see the same thing that I've described. And then you feel 2 attacks, slams on your back from behind. You're prone, so this has advantage against you.
What is this, Kill Molly Day?
The first is a...
This is what you get for
First-
leaving us!
You have 141 hit points.
First
You're
is
fine.
a 27 to hit, and the second is a
47.
crit. So, that
Fortune.
is...
Uncanny dodge.
You guys didn't.
That is a total of 30 points of bludgeoning damage and 15 points of cold damage.
So I'm resistant to cold.
Yeah, everything is halved. So 45.
Everything is
so
already
you-
halved.
yeah, so that
Oh.
is no. You take 22 total points of
Okay,
damage.
thank you.
And you immediately hear Ray cry out in pain, and Anthony, you look up and you see
Aw.
a ice elemental that is now crouched over Ray as she is laying on the ground. I need everyone to roll initiative, including you, Celine, who will need to do this revivify in combat.
On initiative.
Mechanically speaking, folks, if Celine casts the spell and then gets knocked unconscious,
Oh my gosh! I have nothing left.
the spell is gone. Okay?
Can I?
So protect Celine.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what you're saying.
I'm gonna
Mystery
hold it to
Man.
the
The
last
only
6
one that
seconds.
can see. So.
I need you to roll
that's
perception
right.
for me.
Wait,
my
Anthony's
God.
I rolled a 20 Arcana.
Okay.
I rolled
Oh,
a
I
20
think that I was
perception.
the
20 perception. All right.
I can only
So-
see Celine.
Celine, you
Alright.
see your friend, and then a moment later you see Hashin and Anthony come through. You begin to rush over as Ray crashes into some rocks behind you. You turn and look, and this whole scene looks to be some sort of altar or circle used for magic. You see immediately with a 20 that this is no ordinary forest. It's just alive with a unique magic.
Oh, are we in the Fae?
There's first of all, the thing that is
we
set
know
off
that
to you
yet,
are the colors of this place. They are unique in that the hues of green span the full spectrum of verdant life. There is light greens and light yellows to almost a deep jungle green to the pines that climb, and there's almost like a bit of a whimsy to the way these trees grow, as if each one has its own personality and flair, as if each one has its own unique idiom within this forest that it follows, not just growing as a typical forest would, seeking the highest point to gather as much light as possible, but wanting to kind of uniquely stand out amidst the forest of other shrubbery and greens and life around it. You're definitely not in,
Kansas anymore.
yeah, the confluence of elemental planes. Anthony, you rolled what on your arcane?
20.
20. This place vibrates with arcane energy. This gate that is here is not meant to be connected to the elemental plane of water, but somehow, some way, there was a connection made to this place. You know that powerful magic can do this. Powerful magic wielders can do this. You don't know if it was Ray who did this. You don't know if in unsealing the gate there was some sort of a fail-safe that was triggered that allowed the gate to be sprung but sucked people through to a different plane so that whatever was on the other side of the elemental plane of water was still protected. In your knowledge of the arcane and the way these gates are often built and maintained, you surmise that that's probably the most likely scenario. There was some sort of a fail-safe triggered to keep those who would break the gate out of the elemental plane of water. Regardless, while this isn't a connection to the elemental plane of water, this is certainly a gate, a place where the reality is thinned between the planes of existence. And You intrinsically sense that only because of your training in the arcane. Mystery Man, what did you roll?
26.
26.
Mystery man.
You hear a crash not far from where you are, keeping watch, and you can respond accordingly as you hear a yell of pain. Ah! As there's a second as someone seems to have been struck twice and is within close range to where you are.
As he was standing there, like kind of.
Why don't you describe yourself as as the camera pans to you?
Okay. So, as the camera pans, you see a man in his late 40s, leaning heavily on a Naginata-style glaive. He's got a full suit of heavy armor. A full suit of heavy armor with a woven poncho over it, and on the center of the poncho you see a circle of black eyes that surround two central eyes in the middle. And he straightens. He's got salt and pepper hair, very severe look. He stands up straighter, relies less on the cane, and mutters the words "Cara verdadera," and the shield that was attached to his back starts to orbit around him, and he'll proceed towards the cry.
All right. I need you to roll initiative as well then.
That will be 15.
Stick with a knife
Thank you
here.
for the Wilhelm scream props.
It's important to remember we are actively working on feats as well through how we play.
Yes. So, Jake, why don't you give a recap of what we're doing with that?
Okay. We have
You've never seen somebody regret speaking so fast.
we decided to break down all of the feats into feats that you can earn through play, you can earn through story, or you have to take at like a level up, the certain level ups. Most of them can be earned through play or through story. For instance, one of the feats I will be working on is Piercer, because I shoot arrows that pierce, and I would assume when I do a certain amount of hits or a certain amount of damage, I will then achieve that, and I can add that to my list of feats that I have. From a story perspective, we have some that we talked through that I would like to earn as story beats come up. So we are all doing that. We can all earn up to 2.
Work on 2 at a time, yep.
Work on 2 at the same time, and however quickly we get them, we get them.
Good to know.
All right.
Think that through.
Speaking of which, expertise in perception was one of mine.
Right. So that was a successful perception. You can add that to your number of successes.
Okay.
I still haven't picked a feat, but we'll see if I live.
I've only picked.
I'm not gonna get ahead of myself
yeah,
here.
yeah. Let's
Can we pick the feat of permanent death shroud for you?
Yeah.
Please.
All right.
have more HP than I do.
As I switch to the battle music,
You killed me.
everyone rolled initiative,
Yeah.
except for Cacophony. But
You
please,
dead girl.
21 and 25.
22.
23 with a crit.
Oh.
I wasted a crit on an initiative.
Did you?
Not at all.
We need you to
You know
go
what?
before
though?
No,
That's
you
that-
need
in
to
this
go.
situation, this is not a waste.
27?
27.
No. What'd
Okay.
you roll?
Don't you remember I have a 14?
Oh, yeah.
Can
All right.
Not that
Well,
No.
Hasheen, what'd you get?
19.
And Mystery Man, what'd you get?
15.
Okay.
We came out like you can't shock us.
And
I
I'm gonna,
can't see a damn thing, but I'm for
But
sure
you're
going
ready to
before you.
move.
C.
Yeah. I can't see.
All right.
anything.
Well, I did not roll great.
Suck on that.
Apologies that our initiative tracker did not
Battle
come in
music.
yet.
Switch to battle music.
I did switch to battle music.
Oh, this is weak.
It's gonna pick up.
Okay.
This is just the phase of the song where we're not sure if the hero dies.
It needs to be the immigrant song from Led Zeppelin. That's what we need.
Fortunately, I can't use copyrighted music.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's
But you could use that
Yeah, but
version.
can Jake just sing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Low budget Led Zeppelin.
It's Jake's version instead of Taylor's version.
Yeah.
It's worked once.
What's working?
Precedence.
Ray, you've been slammed in your back. As you turn and look, you see this hulking ice elemental above you, about 8 feet tall and rather slender. It seems that the form of the fire elemental was much larger and imposing. When turned to ice, is a little bit more petite compared to,
Feminine shape.
what you're used to.
It's like when you shave a fluffy dog and you're like, that's it?
That's it. And this thing has its eyes fixed on you, but is also seems to be looking at Celine and Cacophony and Anthony,
Stupid.
and seems to, well, be taking in the surroundings. And you also know, based off of the combat you just went through, that this elemental is merely just a possessed creature by whatever that true kind of mist-like possessor was, which is currently taking this ice elemental form.
Whoa! That's not fair, man! You hit me when I was going through a portal! Ray's gonna jump up.
I miss Ray
I have
so
to
much.
mess with your levels.
Hey.
She would like to be more of an angle so she's in front of Cacophony. So she stands up so she's in
Yep.
front of...
So you kind of
Thank you.
you
Yes.
turn around and you kind of stand on top of the slab of stone that you crashed by, and you are now about 2 feet taller than the ice elemental.
Ray's still on her tippy toes.
Naturally, as you take the one half of your hammer and the spear, you bring it to bear. The tear now firmly around your neck once more as you've kind of placed it on, and you are ready to engage.
Using a tear, would that be an action or a bonus action?
That is an action to
It's
use
an
the tear.
action.
Yep.
Okay.
Did Bless survive this?
So I need to attack it. Okay.
Please, for 6
So,
months.
I'm gonna recklessly attack.
It's a long ass bless.
Yeah.
That's why I took the extend.
You
med
roll your
magic.
reckless attack. Roll a concentration save. You have to beat a 15.
Okay. Whee!
Natural 20.
Whoa.
I'm double blessed.
You are maintaining your
Should have
concentration.
saved that for the rolls coming up.
Do you remember who was blessed?
Do you
Um,
I'm pretty
gonna
sure.
say it was me, Cacophony, but that didn't work, so actually it wasn't
Cacophony
Cacophony, and then it was, I don't know. It was probably
It
Ray.
was more than likely me.
Me.
Yeah.
because you
I
were
think
no,
it
you're
was.
blind.
I think
So
it
what-
was Ray, Hasheen, and Celine.
That would make sense.
Yeah, because I don't think Steve was there for that episode.
That's
so
true.
he didn't make it through the portal
Right.
in time.
What we learned.
So anyway,
23.
for the sake of this, 23 that hits.
Okay.
And roll your second attack. Well, you can roll your damage
Okay.
if you'd
I'm
like
not
to.
that
Yep.
good at math, remember?
Yep.
Oh yeah. I'm here.
Actually, that was just 6. Do I add anything?
How play game?
I think that was okay. This one I
Let us Google for a second.
great weapons mastering.
Yep.
So the first one was just a 6, I guess. Lame. Ooh.
You mean savage attacker, or when you say great weapons Oh,
Minus
you're
So
five.
minus
adding
5
the-
plus 10?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. 19, 20, 22, 23.
Okay, that hits again.
It's 5, 6, 7, 17.
So 17 on the first attack or the second?
Second.
Second attack. How much was the first attack?
6.
How?
I rolled a d10 plus. I rolled a 1 on a d10 plus 5.
Oh. Are you?
Right?
Oh,
Were
you're
you
raging,
savage-
right?
Were you great weapon mastering that one?
No, I didn't
Yep.
call it.
You're raging still.
Right, plus
So
3.
so that's
9.
6 more damage, right? 3 on each attack.
Yep.
So that would be 6,
Sorry.
6 and 7.
I re-looked up everything.
So
2
19.
weeks ago.
No,
Okay.
so 6, and you said 17.
Yeah, 29.
So 29 total. That's more in line with what you normally
Okay.
Can we, like Baldur's Gate 3, just assume that it's toggled on sharpshooter and great weapons master unless I tell you otherwise?
do. No, it needs to be stated.
What the hell?
All right.
Well, great
so
weapons, I always test their AC.
Yeah. F
your
that.
hammer smashes into it, and ice begins to crack down the shoulder. This creature has already taken some hits, but you aren't able to shatter it, you then rear back with your left hand and pierce through its abdomen. The piercing not doing nearly as effective as damage as the bludgeoning, shattering force of your hammer, but still continuing to crack down into its leg. It kind of looks at you, and if an ice elemental could not look concerned, it doesn't look concerned. It's as if, like, this form is just a form, and you can kill it all you want. I'm gonna keep coming and take all of you out.
On a date.
On a date.
Not
So,
on the
but you do
dating sim
29
season
points of
2.
damage, and the form is continuing to shatter. And we skipped Anthony, so Anthony, why don't you now can go.
Okay. Is that me standing 10 feet
You
from
are
this thing?
standing, yes,
You
about
landed on
10
your
feet
feet.
from the
Cool
creature
fit,
and from Ray.
Winnie.
What is behind me?
There is just forest behind you, shrubs,
Go forest
trees.
for some berries.
I roll a survival check.
It's rather
There's
thick.
got to be good berries here.
It seems that this area was intentionally cleared out, and if you want to roll perception, you can do so for free.
For free.
For free.
Ooh, he just crit it.
Natural 20.
Yes.
Look
Okay.
at you.
Sorry, you probably wanted to announce that, but I wanted to vicariously live it.
27.
7. What at first seems like bushes around you, quickly resolve to actually be the tops of trees. It seems that this stone formation is on a bit of a hill, a bit of a high place, so to speak, within this forest. And so you are elevated up on almost like a little berm within the forest, and it is very thick, but it is the trees, tops of trees, that you would have to go down into the forest and probably kind of lose view of the top of this berm should you travel down the berm. There is, however, what looks to be a worn path, kind of where Cacophony's dead body is, which does kind of lead down the berm, deeper into the forest. It also, based off of the way that the water flowed, that seems to be the direction that the majority of the deluge of water that came through here with you guys flowed, was to the south of this berm.
How
Okay.
much water was that, by the way?
So is it just an angled hill, or is there like a cliff edge 10 feet from where we are?
It is not a cliff edge.
Okay.
It's like you could travel down it, but it's relatively, so think like it's not like straight sheer cliff, maybe 70 degrees.
Okay.
Like it's pretty steep. You could climb it, but it's meant to. This area is meant to be elevated above. It is a high place for this
Altar.
stone configuration or altar or whatever it's used for.
So can I move into the trees up like 15 feet? Or
So you want to try to like jump to a tree and climb up higher?
No, I mean like, can I move up?
That will take you down, so you will likely lose view of the top if you would go downwards.
Okay, I want to move as far as I can up, but still see the elemental.
Okay, so this is like I said, this goes downward. You can go south and get
I usually
distance
do.
and still see the elemental. But going
Okay,
north,
so it's steeper than I thought. Okay.
yeah, going northward, you maybe see the feet of the elemental, but it would be through the stone formations and through the trees that are growing up around the kind of the bowl around the outside of this hill.
Okay. Anthony prays this is the last elemental we face, since he only does psychic damage.
Oh yeah,
and-
did they keep critting on him last time? They kept multi-attack critting on you.
He is going to react quickly and just he's going to use a cantrip, lightning lure, shoot some radiant damage out to him. So strength save.
Strength save?
Yep.
That is a 7 on the die. So
Fail.
it's a fail.
So.
Forgot what that was like.
Ew. 7
What failing was like?
lightning damage.
Oh, you got your tankard.
I do.
And I pull him towards me. And he takes another 1d8.
Okay.
So 7 and
So as
14.
your lightning lure lashes out almost through the opening of the arch of stone, it lashes around the left calf of the ice elemental. You yank it towards you and it slams into the arch. The arch kind of wobbles slightly, but it is very sturdily built, and the ice elemental remains upright, and it is technically within 5 feet of you, but does not, does not crash into you or crash the stone over.
Okay, so it takes 14 lightning damage, and then I will
Crash the stone.
not be the one that Ray gets advantage off of, and I'm gonna
You are now flanking with Ray,
I'm
FYI.
gonna do my classic Misty Step out.
Okay?
Bam.
Classic.
That was a joke.
My trusty oft-used Misty Step.
And I will
Oh,
bamf to Cacophony.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, that's good.
Which direction do you appear
Next to
facing?
the stone. Just right next to Cacophony, next to the stone.
Here?
Yep.
Which direction are you facing when you apparate out or reappear?
Facing Cacophony and down that path.
Okay, roll a perception check.
You start blasting me.
13.
13. Your attention fixates on Cacophony. You don't mind to look down the path really any further as you see blood streaming out her beak and her eyes just kind of rolled up in her head as Celine is hurriedly making her way over right now.
So for my action, I will hurriedly make my way over.
Right now.
Right now.
A nice
And-
cluster right there.
Yeah. And Celine just has this look of intense focus as she basically kind of like when you're sliding a home plate in baseball right next to your body, and shakes out the arm that has the symbol of Ilmater wrapped around it, the red cord. And as I pull that out, I would be going through my pack and just grabbing the diamond, not the one that has the blood drop in it, because I knew you were going to ask me that. And I'll take that one. 6 months isn't long enough to make me forget about that. And she will take up Cacophony's wing hand.
I have hands.
I didn't drop below your shoulders, so it's all a mystery to me still there. And I will put the
Never held your hand before.
the diamond in your hand, and I will begin to cast Revivify. Before I do, I'll yell out, "Keep that thing off of us!"
The thing
And
where
get started.
it came from.
All right.
I'll
So
cast
help me.
Counterspell
This is
at a 6th level.
this is my last anything. I have nothing left but cantrips.
Okay. You cast Revivify, and this takes a minute, I believe.
It's an action.
In action, but we've been playing it
Yeah, you
such
made it
that
worse.
It kind of unfolds over time. And
Not that
I
I'm good at-
need you to, as part of your action in casting it, you immediately sit down, you put the diamond in her hand, you begin to chant the prayer up to Ilmater. The diamond begins to dissolve into her hand. I need you to begin to speak to Cacophony to try to make a connection with her wandering soul who is seeking to return to the Raven Queen.
Do I have to start speaking now, or can I do one of the first checks being more of an assessment?
Do you want to do it on your next turn? Would you prefer that?
I mean, if I can get started on the checks now, then I will.
So I'm saying this is
Okay.
going to be your first check this turn.
Okay.
Yep.
So Celine will, as she's casting the spell, and the prayer to begin the spell has completed, and it's more of just now focusing on directing the energies, will begin to speak to Cacophony and say the following. Gotta remember what that accent is. I almost did Helen. That would have not been the same. Oh. Cacophony, I know where your soul is. We've already been there. I know you are standing there trying to listen to my voice. Follow my voice back to this plane, back to your body. I will guide you and heal what I can.
All right, please roll an insight to. You have been to Limbo before to rescue her from death once prior. You know how this works. You know that the Raven Queen has been unable to transport the dead to the Shadowfell and ultimately to their place of final rest. There is a brokenness within death right now, and I want you to roll insight to discern exactly where her soul might be in this process.
None of us have advantages, right? We did completely fresh start.
I know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Let the dice speak.
Some of us did.
I don't want the
and we
dice to
ended,
speak.
but I don't know if we're.
I don't
carrying
like
those
what they
over.
spoke. That is a 12.
A 12, all right?
It's more than 10.
You have, I believe you have one emboldening bond left. Do you wish to use it on this roll?
Yes. Wait. As in, use the D4 or cast the.
Yeah,
thing?
I don't think it's called emboldening bond. It's no.
It is.
It is. But
That's the one that lets
it's
me do the check, spell, and save.
Favored by
Right.
the gods.
It's the favored by the gods. I mean,
Oh
You're
no, I
blessed
can't. I
too,
tap
aren't
that.
you?
you use all those.
Oh, I'm
use
I'm
that,
out of
yeah.
everything.
You
Okay.
use bless.
All right.
You're blessed.
Well, I can't use bless on
Bless
a
is
check.
on a technically this is a skill check.
Yeah.
So, all right. So 12.
Yep.
Very good.
That's good.
It is now.
Is that what your twitching corpse says? That's good. Could be better.
It's now Hashin's turn.
Yes. So I realized I've been fixing my character this entire time. I made some previous decisions that don't jive with things. So I see Celine huddled over a body.
The radiance from Celine does reveal the silhouetted form of a petite humanoid, which you can only surmise by the prayer that she's uttering and the words that she speaks are Cacophony, who's dead once more.
Again. I can't see what Ray's fighting, correct?
You heard the ice crack though.
Right.
You heard Anthony use his lightning lure, you heard Ray engage and scream out in combat. You know she's off to your right and fairly close, but the radiance from Celine does not reach that far.
Okay. Yeah, baby, you got everything under control. I have 4 hit points. I'm not doing too great.
Am I tanking this thing?
Yeah, you are.
Me
Yeah, you
against the world.
I'm gonna aim to the right. Ray, tell me left or right. And he just starts pointing in that direction.
Roll perception.
Please shoot Celine at my 2 hit points.
Is that all you have?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Oh my goodness. Come on, Molly.
I'm actually spouting blood, and I'm about to
15.
make a death save.
15. You hear her call out,
True dedication.
whichever way you
to the
decide.
team.
Right.
Okay.
Little to your right, and then you realize that you said you're right and you meant you're right, but it was actually and he moved to his right.
I'll just duck.
So that was not high enough to
Dang it.
eliminate the disadvantage. So you make your disadvantaged roll.
Obviously going against the ice element.
Yep.
Yikes. That's a crit fail.
Okay, I need
wild
You are-
I need you to roll a d20.
Ah!
Oh man.
Fireball.
2.
Right in the
This
middle
is
of our party.
This is why I
2
have
is
the
not
A
a good
2?
one. 2 is a bad one.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
now I need you to
Jake!
roll a
Oh.
d100.
Give me
Dude,
your
this would be
100.
awesome if 5 minutes into our episode we all
Y'all
died.
Yeah.
died.
The mystery man comes up on the hill and
91.
Are you kidding?
Okay, 91.
91.
I
That's
did not
high.
have this
You
table
rolled
open. I'm
bad
sorry.
on everything that we could have there.
91.
I feel like you'd want that somewhere in the middle, right? Nice.
Okay,
I don't know.
91.
Well, if you pick the bad option, you probably don't
No,
want
this
close
it's
to
not
100.
the bad. It's just the intense option.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever the most. So it could be severely good, severely bad.
We're all healed.
Oh, right.
And we are
so it could be
severely-
like you get 80 hit
We're in
points.
severely bad.
TPK,
Severely
TPK.
bad, bro.
Oh man, I'm gonna kill us again.
Yeah.
A dragon appears.
A suit of armor falls through a portal and
We
explodes.
bring all our
Isn't
fans
Hashim
back
part halfling?
just to crush all our hopes and dreams, except
Okay,
for Sparse. He
um,
managed to happen. Oh, apparently Diamond Anvil also wants
Yeah, I
us
know.
back.
Jeez.
We know Ranger wants us.
We will be taking another hiatus.
This could be.
Wild magic kills us all.
Oh no.
Sorry, Krista, we're gonna need all new art by next week.
All right, this is everyone but Mystery Man. I need you all to roll a wisdom saving throw.
No, guys, if I lose your
Even me?
what to do?
No, you're
Okay.
out. You all need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Concentration save.
I have one more attack still, so.
If you are immune
Two.
to magical sleep, you do not need to make the save.
I'm good. Immune. What's going on there?
Me too, I think, right?
No, she's an Osimar, not a half elf.
17.
That passes.
Oh! That would have been bad.
21.
Go.
I may have
Passes.
killed you.
I failed.
I just killed you, Cacophony.
Oh no.
Okay.
What did you roll?
All right. Okay. Celine,
3 for
you're in the
wisdom.
middle of your spell.
Oh my god.
Calling out to Cacophony, and all.
Just not meant to be.
Celine, Cacophony,
Damn,
you hear Celine's voice calling to you. Wherever you are, you need to come back to.
Celine?
Okay, here's how this works.
Does that mean the elemental reads sleep?
thought I heard
Here's how this
Celine
works.
then.
I'm gonna have to roll for this as well.
Oh, okay.
Here's how this works. You are asleep. You are still concentrating.
Yes, I am.
Oh wow.
I'm dreaming that I'm
You
doing
did not break concentration, but as long as you remain asleep, you will not be allowed to progress your Revivify spell. And if you remain asleep for the duration of the spell,
Someone slap her.
you
I have
are.
2 hit points to a gentle. Wake her up! She's dead!
All right. All
I
right.
still have another action.
Yeah.
thought
So
we
that
were
was
kind of
all
clear.
in.
What could
That was all
possibly
in
go
your
wrong?
Roll
first.
for the elemental.
Your first attack. Okay, rolling for the elemental.
What does it have to lose to?
Hold on. I'm bringing this over.
What does
Here
it
we
have
go.
to lose to?
The elemental, its wisdom, it's +0, so it has to.
Fall asleep.
Oh.
Elementals be sleeping.
That is a 12. That is a failure.
I may have saved the day.
Can we short rest?
We don't need
Can we
to.
short rest?
Catnap.
Wait. Though we know what the elementals possess, though.
You-
So can this misty thing just pop right out?
We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
This is the way to find out.
This was a
So,
twist in the
For my
story.
second attack.
So the creature just gets pulled into the stone arch. It turns to look at Anthony as he apparates about 15 feet away. Turns as Celine is casting the spell and then slumps over the body as she falls asleep or dies or something. The elemental kind of like cocks its head and goes to take a step as the arrow from Hasheen is shot forth. It explodes into the stone formation, not even close to the creature, but there is a wave of energy that goes forth from
Oh my
the
goodness.
ring as it then just kind of slumps back against the stone arch.
That's a cool trick,
I did.
Hasheen!
What's high score? High score mean? I think I won.
Okay,
my
you make your second
goodness.
attack. It is because it's asleep and because you're at disadvantage. It evens out to a straight
Do
shot.
I have to?
What do you mean?
I think I killed it.
You can't see it. You don't know anything.
So okay.
You heard Ray say that was a cool trick.
What happened?
Am I allowed to respond?
It's quiet because we're all sleeping.
Make your second attack.
Can you imagine he's blind and it's just nobody answers him?
No, it's normal.
Oh,
You are blessed.
I'm gonna re-roll.
Okay.
both would have been fine.
Yep,
but
yep, yep.
Same roll. Okay.
The die needs space to roll, Jake.
19.
It does.
19.
I'm watching the
hit.
glitter
That
stuff
was a
move
hit.
around.
You can't shove all the red there.
This time, somehow, Hasheen threads the needle between
Yeah.
the stone formation and
As long as
just
it's
the energy of the bow
as long as it's
explodes forth and shatters through his kind of back right shoulder blade and pops through kind of like the top, what would be like the top pectoral muscle on his chest.
17.
As the damage, the arm just kind of hangs there as he slumped for a moment and then immediately is back up.
You
as
hit it!
His arm
Okay.
falls off and shatters on the ground. He just has his left arm as he seems to be focusing on the group that is gathered. It is now Mystery Man's turn.
Where is he?
Mystery Man, you were down by the river. I'm gonna reveal a little bit more.
Is that where the water settled?
You were keeping watch over these waters as you've sensed the thinness in this place. You also know very well the place of power just up the hill. And so when the water started rushing through, you immediately began
He was
to
prone.
to make your way. As you've heard the screams, you've already. I'm just gonna reveal the whole map. Why not? You
Spoilers, guys. There's a river that curves.
look up the hill and you see a lifeless body that is being hunched over by a beautiful, effervescent, powerful yet delicate-looking
Sleeping
woman who almost seems to glow with light, who
And
begins to
snores.
cast a spell and then immediately falls asleep. Perhaps,
Narcolepsy.
I was gonna say perhaps narcolepsy, and then what looks to be a powerful arcanist, powerful in that he is yoked, at least from the waist up.
Magic comes from the
As
abs.
he just kind of appears and then turns his back towards you as he faces what seems to be some sort of danger coming from beyond. You cannot see that far because it is up a slope, and yet you see this.
In the cataracts.
And you are not within. There's a magical wave that goes forth, but you are outside of the radius of this wave as you approach.
Okay, he would like to insight the goodly nature or the spell, whatever effect is on this cleric-looking person.
Please roll either insight or arcana, your choice.
19.
19.
Help me.
She seems to be casting a revivify spell.
Yep.
As the glow around her is also around this body, which you've seen before.
Okay.
And then she's overcome with some sort of magical sleep effect.
Okay, so he
Exhausting
discerns
work.
that it's a magical effect.
You're
Yes.
exhausted.
He's going to cast Dispel Magic right on Celine.
Okay, and you are targeting specifically the sleep effect.
Correct.
No, the revivify.
Be gone!
All
He
magic.
wasted a big diamond.
All right.
He's like, let God's
he's the bad
decision
guy.
stand.
You cast Dispel Magic, and Celine, in an instant, you're asleep, and then you feel this wave. What does your Dispel Magic kind of look like and feel like to Celine?
To Celine, she wouldn't see anything, obviously, but she feels a cool breeze that wafts her hair away from her face.
Okay, so there's just all of a sudden your hair begins to blow, and you feel like you're being watched, though from
From a creepy
and not in a creepy way at all. Not in a creepy way. With by a mouth breather. Yeah.
Yeah,
Neck beard mouth breather.
I will drop Revivify and cast Disintegrate.
No, you feel like you're being watched by a calming and peaceful presence, which soothes you and gives you confidence as
Did we just become best friends?
you continue through your spell. That is your action, Mystery Man. Do you care to take any movement?
Yes, I would like to move up the hill.
Okay, how far?
At least at
It would 15 feet to the body and the cleric-looking person.
as I move up, what do I see as I crest the hill?
So as you crest the hill and you're kind of sprinting up, as you crest, you do see what looks to be a storm giant.
Making funny faces.
Purple,
And standing on its
purple
Yes.
hair, a shock of cropped purple hair,
Pixie.
in a kind of a pixie cut, very well kept, wielding what looks to be a massive great hammer as well as a spear, standing on top of the stone altar, which you're familiar with, facing down about 8-foot ice elemental, which has its right arm broken off. It seems cracked, although its arm, where it's broken off, there seems to be almost an arcane mist of some sort,
Oh boy.
which is continuing to permeate that space. You see the 3 or 4 mentioned individuals. You now see what looks to be a drow or an elf of some sort, a hood down, a shock of black hair, kind of grayish skin, and he has a what looks like a bow of energy that has been pulled back and seems to have shot arrows towards the ice elemental.
Okay.
You have not been noticed by anyone yet as you approach, because everyone is focused on the combat that is ensuing. You're standing about 2 or 3 feet behind Celine, and within 5 feet of both Celine and Cacophony.
Does he see if we look wounded or not?
They all, with a 19 on your perception, everyone but the giant, and you don't quite know what type of giant, but this is clearly some sort of adolescent giant, powerful but not full grown. Everyone but her looks to be significantly damaged.
Okay.
And hurt very badly. Although she seems to be... the giant seems to be raring against the ice elemental.
As he passes by Celine, he'll mutter, "Perhaps I can help," and he's going to try to get in front of those two.
Okay? You rush around, and Anthony, you become aware of a full plate armor individual who steps past Cacophony's body, and you hear the words, "Perhaps I can help," as a massive glaive is kind of brought to bear towards the ice elemental, and he seems to take up a defensive position over Cacophony's downed body. Hashin, you hear, "Perhaps I can help," and from the
Gold?
residual radiance of Celine, you think you see some sort of figure standing next to what you imagine is Antony over the body of Cacophony.
The interdictor.
All right, that is your turn as the ice elemental now moves forward.
Oh, question. For my reaction,
Yep.
could I try to use the tier to interfere with the ice feet and hold it in place?
Ooh. As a reaction,
I don't know. I figured I'd just give it a shot.
Worth asking.
It's worth asking, right?
If he was put to sleep, did he have to use half his movement to stand up?
he was just laying against the stone.
Oh, was he?
He
Yeah.
fell forward, not backwards.
Yep.
Ah.
He turns and he steps between Antony and Ray and takes his first attack against. Am I?
You just adjust it back just a smidge bit. Yeah.
Okay. Takes first attack against Anthony.
It's at disadvantage because I hit it,
Yes, it is. Disadvantage. The
and
first.
Anthony gets resistance to whatever damage.
That is a 13 on the die. That's the low. Plus. That's enough to hit. Do you use any spells?
He has more than a +5.
He does.
Then I will.
He do.
I don't even know how much HP I have.
HP.
I think I have like
How much hit?
4.
I believe you have less than 10.
Yeah. Yeah. I will.
We're all doing well.
We're in great
Shield.
shape.
You use
Dead.
shield.
2, 4,
I guess so.
4.
All right.
It's on brand for
I
You
don't
us.
use-
want to.
You use shield, and it is 20 to hit. So what otherwise would have been a hit is deflected against the arcane aura, which Anthony casts as a reaction, deflects the first fist. Well, the only fist. In anger, the creature now brings a stomp down upon you and makes the second attack with disadvantage. That is a 18 on the first and a 12 on the second, so that is a 19, which also misses because of the shield. And so the shield does its work, as the creature's 2 attacks are both deflected by your shield, and that's its turn. It is now Anthony's turn.
Right there.
Kill us
You
all.
can sculpt it, right?
I'm going to let the heavily armored person do his work, and I'm going to turn around and I'll cast
He's abandoning you.
Sanctuary on Celine.
Okay.
I love that spell.
Let my
Such a good
people
spell.
go.
Anthony turns.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to turn around. I'm just
Nope.
going to take my hand
Turn around.
and point it at her behind me
Yep.
with my eyes rolling, and that activates the spell and puts Sanctuary on her.
Okay. And so you know exactly where Celine is. You keep your body between Celine and Cacophony and the Ice Elemental as you cast Sanctuary upon her. Celine, you feel yourself again set further at peace as Sanctuary rests upon you, and any creature that would make an attack against you would have to overcome a wisdom save or be unable to do so.
And as an action, I'm going to cast guidance on the paladin.
Is Sanctuary a bonus action?
Yep.
Wow.
It's an awesome spell.
That's
It's bonus
amazing.
action. It's not concentration.
Did not know it was bonus action. And then your action is to cast guidance on Celine. And Sanctuary is also... Oh, on...
The one who's helping me.
Okay. You are guided, which means that any skills checks you make, you may add a D4.
So please
Um,
try to do a front flip
yep.
full arm attack.
Nice.
All right. It is now Ray's turn.
Hey, where do you think you're going? She's flanking, right?
Suplex.
You are flanking with... Because Anthony didn't move, you're flanking with Anthony.
All right, so she's just gonna Great Weapons Master attack.
All right, make your attack with advantage. You don't need to recklessly attack because you already have advantage.
23.
23 hits.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
You roll
3.
What are you looking for,
13.
D8?
plus 10, right?
Plus 10. What?
You-
Well, you
Oh,
great
yeah,
weapon.
yeah. 13 plus 5.
18.
Here,
Plus
this one's
3.
always served me better.
That's your first attack.
Yeah.
21 damage. All right.
You were confusing me with that one.
I forgot to do this last time, but every time you hit it, you take 5 points of cold damage.
Oh,
Have to
We
do.
Half
have to do this
to
last
2.
time from 6 months ago.
So yeah, well, I don't think anyone hit it with melee last time. These are the first melee attacks against it. So technically, you have 6 more points of damage after this most recent attack.
Okay.
good thing I didn't try to slap.
Yeah, good job.
Piling on
Snowballs.
Celine,
Alright.
Smack in the
Celine,
face.
Cacophony.
How's
and-
its? Is its
Only one grave though.
Its form continues to
rat
shatter
sandwich.
further,
Pile.
though it is still maintaining its
white.
overall shape.
Okay, I'll do it again. Great Weapons.
Okay. Hits.
22.
Come on.
Finally,
Don't
something.
forget your savage attacker.
You can re-roll
You coulda
damage.
re-rolled
roll
that
Yes.
three to
once
see if
per-
it
No,
would've
it's only
done-
ones or twos.
Oh.
I think
Yeah.
it's actually Savage Attacker.
Yeah.
I thought it was
If she
any.
has savage
Finch
attacker,
Atticus?
if she has that
Atticus
feat,
Finch?
23.
23.
Atticus Finch?
Okay, so 44 total.
Nice.
All right. The
That's his name.
the right. So you pierce through with your first attack, and you kind of take a roundhouse swing with the hammer, hitting into the already broken kind of right side, which shatters it further, where its shoulder and like torso, its lungs would be. It is further broken apart. Its left arm remains, but it's like half of its body. You do continue to see the swirling arcane energy which is revealed beneath it, but this creature looks like it is about to be shattered entirely.
Do I see the paladin yet?
You do see the paladin, who is
Oh, come on, dude! Don't attack us! She's paranoid.
she is paranoid.
Sorry. We don't need another thief right now!
That's right. Ray remains paranoid from the the curse.
I love how that boils down to, oh, come on, dude, don't.
Can I respond or?
Sure.
I'm here to help you.
You had it for Sola. I don't know if you have it for Ray.
I think I had it. I thought I just had the reroll ones and twos,
So
but
that-
that went away.
Great weapon master.
My fighter.
Okay, so we'll figure that out. But you get a response from the
Working on that one then.
Ray. You get a response from the paladin.
I'm here to help.
Yeah, right!
No. All right. It is now Celine's turn. This is the second round of your casting. You almost lost the concentration, but through these eyes that are upon you, this sense of affirmation watching you, you may make your second attempt to draw unto Cacophony's form.
Question. Would we have learned, and Carissa doesn't know this either, so it's partially why I'm asking, but does the Raven Queen's domain, as a collector of memories, cross over into dreams or dreaming at all?
So there is unique interplay between the realm of passage, the Shadowfell, as well as dreaming, as well as shadow and dark. There's this odd nexus that exists there, which is why you imagine Shar, who is the goddess of emptiness, of darkness, and the twin sister of Selune, who is the goddess of the moon and light within the darkness, has a particular focus on the Shadowfell and the Raven Queen's domain. And how dreams interact here, you're unsure. But you know that the Raven Queen is a collector of memory, or at least assists in that process somehow. You know this from being in the Shadowfell and the special library that you were in previously. And the Shadow Dragon that was a seemingly librarian there. Shadow Dragons that were librarians there. And so how it all interacts, you're not sure.
I was asking because I wasn't sure in the moment that I had this sleep spell cast on me. If kind of like if somebody had done like a light switch on for half a second, if I felt like I had actually had a better grasp of her spirit in that moment. If not, that's fine. I just wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
I would say not. It was more of like you were concentrating and then you were trying to communicate and then like lights out and then back.
Got it.
It was too quick to be able to actually discern anything.
So Celine will take the extremely fortuitous appearance of somebody who looks like he's here to help us as a blessing from Ilmater, because that's very convenient. And I will proceed with the Revivify by conducting more of the first check was really to begin the process and connect the spell energies to the scraps of her spirit that are still in that wreck of a body. The next stage is the medicinal aspect of the spell of seeking to target all of the open wounds and begin to close them so that the body is prepared to inhabit a spirit again.
Okay.
So this will be a medicine check.
All right. Please roll your medicine check. As you focus the healing energy of Revivify to not only recall the wandering spirit, but to also mend the broken body. What did you roll?
26.
That's very good. You watch as the massive laceration that is kind of like essentially exposing her broken and pierced aorta and throat, esophagus is closed up, and the broken flesh within her, you know, is mended, and you can almost feel her heartbeat kind of at your fingertips that you can kind of like reignite if you can successfully reclaim her spirit from its wandering meandering.
As she finishes that phase, then the prayer to date has been Felon Celestial, and it's been mostly like beseeching Ilmater for guidance and for clarity of spirit to begin this kind of spell. As we get to this stage in the process, if you speak Celestial, I guess you would begin to hear the Raven Queen's name begin to be interwoven like threads into the prayer as we move into the next and final stage.
Very good. Hashin, it is your turn.
So I've heard
Yeah.
our friend,
Come on.
our new friend, talk
Yep.
a couple times. I would, and the creature has now moved into the basking glow of Celine, or no?
It is within 10 feet of her, so yes.
Oh, hey, I can see it now. Okay, buddy. Have fun. Hi, friend. Maybe. 2 shots.
Take your shots.
Sharp.
Sharp. All right.
Blessed.
Sharp shots.
He is
Add a
blessed.
D4.
Every
D4.
time.
Don't need it there. It's an 18 on the die.
First one hits. Second.
Do I have advantage?
You do not.
$19.
Both hit.
Okay.
Nice job.
And so, in quick succession, Mystery Man, you see this ranger, archer, weird-looking warlocky guy. He's kind of like staring off into the distance, and then all of a sudden, as the ice elemental steps forward, you watch as he just—it's like the light was turned on, so to speak. He fixates on, and with ease, he just puts 2 well, they're not radiant, they're purple glowing arrows which spew forth from his radiant bow.
Does Manny know what type of magic that is?
I'd like to know.
You can roll Arcana.
40.
40 total.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa!
As
Well, both of them were with sharp, so
15, you'd need to look at the bow directly. That's right, you had both sharps. And his left arm shatters under the weight of both blows as he is there armless and hunched. And you watch as the ice elemental begins to summon some sort of last vestige of power.
don't do it.
As it seems to be preparing to unleash some sort of ice wave, which... Are you staying there?
Do I see the ice wave?
There seems to be some growing energy within it, yes.
He can see it?
I'm gonna back up a smidge.
Okay, you back up
Down the berm.
you begin to go down the berm.
Correct.
And-
10 feet, so my head.
You
Covered.
no longer see the
Correct.
creature, and you kind of stumble backwards in the dark.
Oh shit. That's
And I need you to roll a athletics check.
As you fall down.
I'm gonna crack your skull open.
Oh, jeez.
Me or Molly?
Oh, I'm just dropping dice. Sorry.
Oh,
What was it, athletics?
Yep, I'll fix it. Keep going.
I can't be the cleric IRL, Molly. You can't do this to me.
Okay.
I know.
There you go.
This game's so stressful for me.
25.
I'm sorry.
For a minute, I looked tan. And now I'm illuminated by a light there.
More
Oh, it went
celestial
away.
this way.
Yeah. Huh?
More celestial this way.
Yeah, yeah. It was aquamarine.
25.
Soundtrack to Frozen. I don't know.
You maintain, you do not get knocked prone, but you do kind of slam into a tree at the bottom of this berm
Did I
here.
fall all the way down the cairn?
I mean,
We can't
you're,
see him. because
you
the
don't
camera.
really know. You're in trees and brush. Right. It is now Manny's turn. As you see this shattered form, which has lost both its arms, its main core is streaked through with cracks, and it seems to be welling up this energy of frost, which it is orienting in the direction of the cluster of people here.
What would it take to understand the nature of the?
Roll an insight check or an arcana check, your choice.
So 20, unnatural.
20. You get the sense that this is either some sort of explosive kind of end, like you know that some creatures when they're killed they let off explosive blast, or it's some sort of breath weapon or expulsion that it will do as soon as it's able, which mechanically it goes next.
He's dealt with a lot of elementals. Does he think that's an elemental thing?
Yes, this is an elemental thing. With an unnatural 20, you know this is an elemental thing.
No. He is going to stamp the butt of his Naginata down on the ground. The embroidery of eyes on his chest glows blue as well as his eyes for just a second, and he engages Abjure the Extraplanar, which is a channel divinity.
What?
You can use your channel divinity to castigate unworldly beings. As an action, you present your holy symbol, and each aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend within 30 feet of you that can hear you must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. A turned creature
me?
must spend.
Yeah, is it me? Am I celestial? Are you Fae?
No, you're.
We'll find out if you're really evil or not.
I don't
though.
think it works that way, but. So you gotta make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, I am going to make a wisdom
And
saving
you say
throw.
Naginata today?
How long have you been
We've
sitting on that?
established-
About 12 seconds.
Wait for
About
We've
12
established that this is a +0. I'm gonna roll live here for you guys to see.
Ooh, first dice camera.
Can you get the dice on
Yeah,
the camera
can you-
this time?
I'm trying. All right,
Tiny spot.
Oh, so we're not supposed to look at this.
you can look.
No, this one we can. You're not on the screen.
You're not remotely on camera.
Just missed it.
That is a natural 20.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh. Do you have your time shifty thing?
I'm not using it.
I don't know what he's doing.
silvery barbs?
Also fair.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's doing.
So
Now I know. Maybe next time.
Unfortunately,
That's fair.
that is a
That
success.
doesn't matter, you're right. Maybe.
Do I have to roll?
Huh?
Do I have to roll?
You do.
Does he?
He does.
You have to roll?
It's within 30 feet, right?
Yeah, but okay. That's fine.
What do I have to roll?
The creature
Yeah,
tries to
it's
stay?
it's it's
think it really
it's
is.
not. It's you, but it's not you.
Oh.
I know my backstory, guys.
Oh, I understand.
Okay. What do I have to roll again? I'm sorry.
Don't hit the thing.
I
I'm
know.
nervous. I'm scared.
Though I get bless on this.
You do get blessed.
Mm.
You rolled it on the paper.
I have to. It doesn't roll in there.
Oh.
Oh, do you
18.
want one of these?
That succeeds.
Yeah, bigger one
I
just
have-
for the big
succeeds.
dice.
I have one, but like,
Wow, just
it's big.
succeeds.
What are you eating there? Hey!
That's what you snack when you get scared. Conference room mints.
All right, that is
What was that?
that is your action.
That's an action.
Okay.
The good kind
Any
that, like, melts.
bonus action? Anything else?
I don't have anything to do with bonus action right now. But he will take one step closer.
Okay, takes a step closer,
Step
which is you're kind of like trying to get around the stone formation. It's kind of on the other side of you as you approach. You're able to face it, but there's the stone is kind of.
Can he use his movement to try to knock it over onto the thing?
Sure. I'll need you to roll an athletics check. You didn't see how sturdy these were, but
No.
you can roll an athletics check.
That's a good success.
Really?
Athletics 9.
Oh!
And just +9 on your athletics. Do you care to use your guidance at all?
Sure.
Might as well.
Yeah, just one.
130. 30 is
Is
what
that
you
what
needed.
you needed?
No way.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Nice job, Kale.
That's fantastic.
All of a sudden, Anthony, you watch as this iron-clad figure in armor
That was the most effeminate I've ever
mutters
seen you.
mutters some sort of words that you don't quite make out unless you speak. Do you speak Sylvan? Did you,
It wouldn't be Sylvan. It would be either Deep Speech or Celestial.
Celestial.
Celestial!
Yeah.
I vote.
I speak
I speak
Celestial.
Sylvan.
Okay. It was Celestial though.
Yes!
Celestial.
So you hear him say something to the effect of, by the eyes that see, I command you to flee. Something along those
Oh
lines.
my goodness, is this another beholder?
You're setting up a rhyme thing that I'm.
And the creature seems to respawn for a moment and then stops. But then, with a thrust of power, this plate-clad individual just smashes his shoulder into the stone formation, and it falls onto the ice creature. I'm gonna roll a athletics save for that. Athletics throw. That's a 11. That fails.
Ooh.
As he is knocked prone
Nice.
on the ground and kind of stuck underneath the ice, underneath the stone, as it is now its turn, and he
Do it.
he can't. He's stuck down now.
He can't do it when he's prone.
I'll help him up.
I hate you. Sorry, that slipped out a little too genuine.
He
I believe you.
is going to try to can't do that.
Can we make ice cream out of its body?
He's just gonna take.
one
He's
of
gonna
those,
take his
slushies.
2 kick attacks
Turkey Hill?
with disadvantage at Ray, because that's what he
He's
can
just
do.
like, eh.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to first. He's gonna try to get out from underneath the stone with athletics. That is a. That's a 19. He's able to get the stone off of him, and stand up, and takes the 2 attacks at Ray.
It's still at disadvantage because my cloak.
Correct.
That'd be true.
First one was a crit again. Wow. And an 8.
Nice.
So that's a miss. 8+ misses. Second attack is a darn. That's a 18 total.
Boo boo.
The classic chant.
Um,
It's been too long.
and he turns to orient himself again, using the rest of his movement towards Celine. It is now Anthony's turn.
I will hold out my hand and squeeze my fist and start chanting as the illusion of the radiant clock stops ticking. And I'll try to put him into a stasis.
Stasis. All right. What am I rolling?
This is called a momentary stasis, and you will roll a Constitution save.
Con save. Drop my die. Well. That is a 9 plus 3, 12.
Woohoo! So
I
it
like
is
it.
now.
That's good.
As the clock stops,
Rice and veggies.
that radiant light will spread around him as a field of magical energy, causing him to be encased, and he's incapacitated for until the end of my next turn,
Great job.
or until he takes damage.
Okay.
Awesome.
And so his body stills as you watch this time stop magic, which you've never seen anything like this before. And you guys all know what Anthony is doing, but you've never seen anything like this. Creature, no arms, stops, and it is now Ray's turn.
Wait.
Oh.
I will now move away since he can't take reactions.
Yep, where are you moving to?
I am going to simply move next to Celine.
You take the path past Celine, and as you do so, you kind of see that there's a little bit of a creek or a river beyond, but you turn back to face your attacker quickly. And now it's Ray's turn.
Now that Anthony's moved, I'm gonna go where he was.
Nice.
Okay. You
Pivot.
interpose yourself.
Good job.
It's almost like we've been playing for a couple years together now.
I'm gonna grapple and tackle him.
Well, close. Yeah.
There's still some manticore.
Almost there.
I can hit him, right?
For sure.
Okay.
It won't be incapacitated.
You have
anymore,
advantage because he's incapacitated.
Oh, it won't be.
You'll end it.
Gotcha. If I grapple him to the ground, would he take damage?
Are you trying? No. You can grapple him. Are you trying to move him or knock him prone?
Prone.
Okay.
Would he take damage?
No.
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay. Roll an athletics check. This is your first attack. To knock him prone.
25.
25 against an incapacitated ice golem is sufficient to knock him prone. He's not grappled, he is just prone. He's knocked prone.
How many bricks can I move with an action? Can I just
Well,
throw bricks on top of
one
him?
one of the stone formations has already been toppled. There is another one, not like here, that I would allow you to roll an athletics
Yeah,
check.
let's do it.
Okay.
Creating more shrapnel.
Showing off.
You need to, again, you know the
Strength
DC
check.
now. It's
Yeah.
30, so go ahead and beat 30 and it's
Athletics.
yours.
I like this strategy! Roll well.
You're raging, so you have advantage.
Oh, thank goodness. Ooh. 20. 33.
Dang.
Nice.
Jeez.
And Ray
We're
looks
just
at you,
destroying this altar.
and she's like excited at the competition that you've created. I can do too! And she just looks at you and she's like, watch! And without like even any effort. She just knocks it over and it smashes
Oh my
onto
goodness.
the creature.
Trey's amazing.
Do I have
And
more movement?
Hmm?
Do I have 5 more feet of movement?
yeah, but this does damage it.
Yeah, that's fine. I
And
figured.
this
I
as
wasted
the
a turn of it.
as the ice comes down, it
Oh.
shatters,
Nice.
and there is an explosion
no.
of force. I need Manny, Mystery Man, Ray,
Mystery Manny.
I can 3d6.
and Celine
Yeah, but okay.
to make dexterity saving throw.
Oh, not the one I never pass. No.
Oh.
Speaking good energy into this.
Ooh.
Okay.
You are blessed, so
Oh wait, who's within 10 feet of me?
both of them
Auras, baby.
both of them are within 10 feet of you.
So I get +5.
So you get +5 to whatever you roll.
On top of whatever they're.
And plus you can use your bless.
Oh,
We get what?
I'm not blessed.
Oh,
plus
5.
5 as well.
Guided? Does guided work?
Oh, okay.
Guidance does not. Use your guidance on your athletics.
Unnatural 20.
Okay, that succeeds.
16.
That was
16.
actually last.
16 succeeds.
Nice.
And Manny, what'd you roll?
I only rolled 12.
Okay, that fails.
You got the +5 too.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I rolled 4.
All right, so Manny, you take 20 points of ice damage.
You're okay.
The rest of you take no ice damage
Oh.
Woo. That was huge.
because you succeeded
I'm gonna 3d6.
because of that aura.
Wow.
So for my reaction, I get to do 3d6 of healing.
Sweet.
So, since you didn't take any.
She needs it more than I do.
No, it's only if you take damage.
Oh.
So she didn't take any damage.
Ow, I'm hurt.
So you got 11
Suck
points
my
back.
toe. Thank you.
What is that?
My spirit shield.
Oh, it heals now?
It always healed.
Or mitigated damage.
Mitigated damage.
Oh, I got it. Yes, reducing the damage.
Yes, I was saving it for Celine.
Very
She
good.
didn't take any.
Very good.
You would have to
Sorry,
save a lot.
I really liked that strategy. It was cool.
You did it well. Okay.
All right, there is now a floating mist in the space where the ice elemental was.
Great.
Can I just cast Absorb Elements and absorb the mist as that damage comes
Please do.
into my body?
Ice elemental gone.
For this.
You are still in combat.
Oh boy.
Celine, I need you to try to finish your spell.
Okay. And then you can die. All right. We started with insight. We moved on to medicine. Now all that's left is to go please to the gods. So, to finish this spell, Celine will, and as her prayer has transformed into beseeching the Raven Queen as well. Not for like help if you'd like to. It's more like, please act through my spell as a conduit and raise your servant back to life is essentially what I'm getting at here. And that's all enabled by the blessing that I am working with under Ilmater's teachings as well. So that's the persuasive prayer that I am
Ilmater's not a jealous guy.
putting putting out there.
Okay.
And as I do
Sabotage.
so, the hand that has the red rope around the wrist comes to rest on the mask that she is wearing on her face as well.
Yep. Over her
Over
beak.
yeah.
Yep. And as you put out your hands, you complete your spell. Roll your persuasion check.
Good. Okay. 23.
23. That is a success. Carissa, Celine,
Do I have
I need you to come over here and roll.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You may use your dice or one of mine, your choice.
Do we know what the DC is, or are you not telling?
Do you want to use the feather?
There you go. Where do you want to roll it?
Yeah, do you want to use the feather?
Here. We're gonna just put it right here. There you go.
Give it a bad run on its
Well, it
first.
might be the only time that you get to use the feather.
Roll whatever one you want.
Yeah, the last time I rolled his though, it didn't go too well. Alright, come on, we can't. Is that a 19? Please say yes.
There's 2 numbers. That's good, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
better than I've done in the past.
That is a 1 and a 9.
You needed a 32.
We finally had a success.
I'm gonna use Chronal Shift so she has to re-roll.
All right.
I'm alive now, right?
But my knees are shaking.
Now I've
You
counterspelled and
you
Chronal
hear
Shift.
Cacophony speak.
Eat it, chat.
I'm alive now, right?
Can't wait to die again. You turn into
Cacophony, you may now roll initiative.
All right. Do I have 1?
You have 1 hit point.
Initiative.
Why do I feel like this is really not going to?
Oh, here, we can put this in the middle. Oh, you use that.
Eh,
You have all your spells though, thankfully.
4. Oh, 6.
6.
I do actually.
Okay.
You died before you could use any of them.
All right, Hashin, it is your turn at the base of the hill.
Okay. I'm in the ficus. Someone help. Okay.
I'll give you a point for Ranger for that.
If I had to guess.
Offense ranger.
I go back the way I came.
Roll survival.
Ooh, you got advantages.
Good news.
Good thing I did all the work there.
Okay.
Survival.
That is for advantages
Man,
for
I'm so bad at this.
cacophony.
Ooh.
How many is that? 2?
2, yeah.
15.
You feel around and you feel the slope that you tumbled down, and you're able to make your way back up.
Oh,
and,
hey, there's Habibi.
and you see the glow of Habibi.
All right, we win.
You would see that Celine is smiling with relief, like, I didn't crit fail.
All right, we did this, gang. I probably don't see
The
Yes.
ice elemental is shattered, and yeah.
I got nothing.
All right, it is now Manny's turn as this mist seems to be hovering menacingly over the now broken form of the ice elemental.
He's gonna call out, "What is this?" And he's gonna circle around a quarter shift.
Oh boy.
Nope, the other way. Sorry. He wants to get in front of the party.
All right,
And then he's gonna use a bonus action to cast Spirit Shroud. And I don't know if he would take an act, if he would attack.
does anyone want to respond to his query of what is this?
Do I know what it is?
Having fought through the encounter previously in Hecate's Fathom, you know that this is some sort of entity that can possess and has a propensity for cold, and that's really all you know. It is malevolent towards you.
Hey, you gotta take it out. You know, it's tough to hit, but you got this.
All right. He's gonna slash it twice.
All right, make your attack.
Crit
Yeah,
Okay.
attaboy!
and a 3 on the die.
Smite on the crit.
Smite.
Attaboy.
You're smiting. All right.
See if it hits.
What level are you smiting?
I will smite at level 3. Nope, can't do that. 2.
And what does Spirit Shroud do?
Adds another D8.
Yep. Give me a second.
All right, so that's all doubled as well then.
Where is my smites?
It's under your features and traits.
There it is. Okay.
Did I get the third tier?
I think we have 2.
It melded in with your
It
tier.
did. So I now have. So now I have 3.
Yep, we're
Because
gonna
my original
we'll-
and then
we'll-
Hecate's. and
we'll
then-
do that when you your tier is leveled up. Yep.
It's done. 6 months of anxiety.
Yeah.
It's
It
done.
went well.
Until the next combat.
Yeah, I'm surprised
Fishing
you're playing a
38.
cleric again.
The 1, 2, 3. Yep.
No heal,
Yeah, so 4,
pain.
because there was 1 before.
Only
Yeah.
pain.
I think.
And
I
then
think
adding-
healers,
Pain
though.
is all I know.
I know, I'm trying not to.
So 18
Nice.
Damage?
damage. For 1 hit. It was only 1 hit.
So
Did I get that right?
the
I think I got that right.
18 hits, and the energy of your deity is channeled into your glaive, and somehow, even though this almost mist-like and ethereal form stands before you, you're able to pierce deeply into its essence, and it kind of recoils back from you.
It's radiant damage if that means that.
Not to matter, you have a glaive, and you have no problem making your second attack.
Oh, I made it. I missed.
Oh, you did?
He
Yeah.
rolled the 3 on the
I
die.
rolled a 3 on the second one.
Oh,
On
okay.
the die, yeah.
Very good.
The crit giveth and
It
taketh
seems to recoil, and it sees you and Ray now standing there, and your party, who has just revived a fallen friend, and it just seems to retreat. And you, Manny, Anthony, Ray, you swear when it kind of goes back, when it retreats, you swear you kind of see a humanoid kind of head, almost like looking at you as its like almost feet first in this mist, kind of like looks at you, and like kind of just disappears in its form into the forest. And you are out of combat.
I haven't seen something like that before.
I will cast a 6th level Cure Wounds on Cacophony.
6th level?
Okay. Please
That's
roll
cool.
your 6d8.
I'm gonna give Cacophony 20 points of lay on hands.
Okay.
She's gonna be full.
Habibi.
So 20 plus whatever. Nice.
I walk up to you. I help you up off the ground.
43.
And
Yeah.
more.
when I grab your
Wow.
hand, I cast a first level Cure Wounds on you,
Aw.
Thanks, guys.
and you take
Damn, I should have healed
6
myself.
points of healing.
Is that 6 points towards remarkable recovery? How would that work? I don't know if we
I
have
don't
that
know what
written down.
remarkable recovery
One
is.
of the feats.
That I'm earning.
Oh, it's
I don't think we actually had that in our list. When I looked at the feats, there were some new ones in there.
all right. We'll talk about that after.
That's a critical roll one.
Yeah. Okay. Mark that down, and we'll talk about it after.
So you said 6 points?
Yeah.
Ray is going to hold her spear towards Manny. Who are you? What do you want?
Slow down. I'm your friend. I just helped you defeat this elemental.
Yeah, but are you helping us just to help us, or are you helping us to defeat him and then you're gonna attack us?
Celine would limp forward with Hasheen at this point and say, with her hand up, like to pause. Ray, he helped prevent that sleep spell on me. That's the only way I was able to do Revivify on Cacophony.
I also just laid hands on your friend and healed him for 20 points.
Thank you.
She's fighting off of an infliction that makes her paranoid.
I'm
We're
not
trying-
paranoid! Stop saying that!
You see it in action. Trying to fix it. She's usually very pleasant, very mature girl.
Okay.
It's good to know.
So your friend, you Sadiq?
Sadiq.
Sadiq?
You're gonna make him.
I would like to be.
I'm watching you.
Who are you?
That's good. Keep that up. I always watch. Watching is very good.
That's a little creepy.
Do we know if they're cursed or they have a spell effect on them or what?
I can't see. So.
Yeah, you're pointing like 3 feet to the left of him.
You're just maneuvering my arm.
So Anthony, you can roll Arcana or Insight, your choice.
Like I look like
28.
my eyes are just glazed
28.
over.
So with those at Arcana, I presume.
Yes.
So there seems to be some sort of a hibernation sickness type of effect, a la Han Solo, coming out of the carbonite, with Hasheen.
Is that the lisp too?
That just seems to be some sort of crazy wild
That's
magic.
a skill issue for you.
Some sort of
His
crazy
tongue
wild.
is forked.
I'm having
Yeah.
a stroke.
Oh God.
With Ray, you've noticed that there was a turn with her. Actually, I don't even remember what the source of it was.
It was.
Oh no, it was the thing,
Yep,
the dream
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
The thing.
Like after you fought the dragon, that weird like nightmare dragon
Yep.
that affected your
Both of us.
dreams,
Mhm.
both
Ding,
Hasheen
ding, ding.
and it affected each of them differently. But Ray became very paranoid, and you think that there's definitely some sort of arcane effect that is upon her after that combat, not unlike a
No,
curse.
I got madness.
Let's just go with it.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
So far gone now.
it's
we don't
all
remember.
kind of
fair
related.
enough. Okay.
Yep.
Is her leg still broke? Kind of.
Yeah, I have 30.
Her leg is also still mangled
versus
and
Ay.
needs to be healed. Her speed is reduced.
I hope you all got insurance.
Does anyone think we can rest up here?
Well, I feel like I should kind of rebuild this altar I destroyed.
What altar?
Oh, Ray's
What?
gonna just pick up a rock and hand it to him. Can
I'm-
you hold it?
I don't know.
How heavy are
These
they?
rocks are massive slabs. So it's
You
not
kill
like-
him.
Ray's gonna tire wield it, where it's like you pick up the one end and then you flop it over, and then you pick up the next end and flop it.
That would probably crush him if you did that towards him.
Okay.
I'll play a new
I won't
character.
then. I won't then.
Yeah, these are think Stonehenge, right?
Okay.
Like
Oh.
like massive
Okay.
stone formations.
Flicked it over.
There's a circle we came through of rocks.
Can't see.
She'll
Have you-
take his hand and she'll put his
Divine
hand
one.
on a rock.
Have you tried lesser restoration on him?
I've been meaning to cast it, but
That's
we've
a
been
big
in
rock.
combat pursued by enemies. I haven't had a moment to breathe, and now I'm tapped of everything.
I have something. He's gonna
I mean,
put his hands over his eyes and yeah, mud, and then cast lesser restoration.
plus she usually spends her time trying to raise that one. So.
Your eyes begin to almost burn, like a headache in your temples. It's very uncomfortable, but not painful. And then, after a moment, it soothes, as you watch as the retina and the form of your eyes, basically is smoothed over, and all of the damage that had been done through the flash freezing is restored. You now see once more.
That's all it took? It was a little less
Oh,
interesting.
thank goodness.
However, you still see a glow around Celine.
Interesting.
Did it work?
It's the kiss.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, so much.
I
welcome.
can see again.
I trust you now. Thank you so much.
Can I,
You're welcome.
now that I'm seeing him close up, any religious sort of insignia on his armor that I would know of or be
Roll a
aware of?
religion check.
Can I guidance myself on this?
You may.
Okay.
If you're like, I want to check this guy out. Boop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
You watch
Charles
her-
Xavier. That's how I do it.
You watch her, Anthony. You watch her cast guidance on herself.
Which-
Manny, I don't know if you.
I think
Yeah,
Bless
you're
would
familiar
fall.
with that spell. You also watch her cast guidance on herself as she looks you up and down. You get a sense that she's
He turns
just.
to the side and just like.
Oh hey, bud.
You get the sense that,
Relax.
that she is just
Forgot what I was
taking you in, and yeah.
15,
doesn't-
and Bless does go down for that, because it is
Okay. Yep.
concentration.
Bless is gone. You you do see the iconography of eyes, which are around, which you know typically is of Savras, who is the god of prophecy. Primarily, Selune also is a goddess of prophecy, but he is really the god of divination and of seeing, of being aware, of watching and knowing.
What's that guy's name in Nain? Is that his name?
Nain.
Oh, name's a great character.
Hi, I'm Ray. Well, really Ray Esmeralda, but everyone always calls me Ray. I see. You have eyes. Do you know Nain? Or my mom?
If he said
I
yes
don't
to
think he
the
knows
latter,
names.
we'd have different
Um,
questions.
Wait, I got eyes too. What the hell?
Eyes.
What the hell?
you do know who Nain Keen Whistler is.
Okay.
He is a very powerful divination wizard who you've never met but only heard tale of in Waterdeep.
I have heard of him, but I don't know him.
How about my mom? Do you know her?
Who's your mom?
Phyllis. Phyllis Yawin.
Is it really?
That's her name.
Phyllis. Phyllis. Yep.
She sounds like a lovely woman.
You've not heard of Phyllis.
I figured I would.
You're like, oh, I
She's
just
a
went on a
nice
date with.
lady.
No, never heard of him.
My name is Emmanuel de la Vega. It is very lovely to meet you all. What is your name?
I'm Anthony. Thanks for your help, man.
You're welcome. And yours, Divine One?
Thank you, Celine Harrington. Are you a follower of Savras?
Yes, among others.
That is. I was going to say very fortuitous that you arrived here, but now I'm wondering then if it had a greater purpose.
It is possible, although my path has been a twisted one. as of late. What is
We'll
your
dig
name?
into that more. Go to the next name.
Ray, we've met.
Yep, really Ray Esmeralda, but you can call me Ray.
Right, I will.
Hi, I'm Cacophony. Thanks for your help.
It is good to have you back.
Would not be here. It's gone a long time. I almost forgot what I was doing.
Cacophony, it feels like you've been dead for 6 months.
Yeah. And then I heard you, Celine, and then I didn't. And then I heard you again.
That may have been my fault. I accidentally made her fall asleep.
And how did you do that?
I missed a shot.
Oh.
No,
Or is it stop?
I'm just trying. When there's an S, I'm just slowing down.
You're like trying to skip A through your dialogue,
you
but the
know
S's go at
how
normal crawl speed.
Sometimes our magical things do weird stuff when we roll really low. That's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I forgive you.
Many thanks.
He notices her hand that is skeleton,
That is
That's
skeleton
right, I forgot
hand.
I had
and
a
he
skeleton hand.
asks, "What happened to your hand?"
That's a long story, but I burned it in some lava.
Sounds painful.
It
Right in
was.
there. She just rolled right in.
It was a will and burn.
I
just
can't
got
even
here.
say that wasn't
Wait,
the
did you
case.
introduce yourself yet?
Oh no.
No.
Oh, sorry.
I'm Sheen Al-Sariq.
That's great. He's now gonna
It's
call
a
you.
pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. What did you say?
Oh, yeah, we just got here.
Where's
just,
here?
We're just visiting, but we're not really sure what this location is. So, where are we?
Well, I've only been here for 4 weeks, but it seems to be a part of the Feywild that is close to the nexus of spring and winter.
He reads handwriting on his
Spring
hand.
and winter. Line.
She acts like the mom at the school play from middle school. Going Fall and summer.
I think we went pretty far.
At least we're out of the confluence.
I haven't been to the confluence. Would he know? He would know about the confluence.
You would know, yep.
You don't-
Especially being the type of watcher that you are. You're familiar with what's out there, you've just not been yourself.
Right.
Although you do know that the City of Brass is a nexus point, not unlike other nexus points around the multiverse.
And I mean, I have the Fey touched feat, so I presume I know a little about the
That's the
Fey.
other one I was working on.
Wild. So I would ask, all right, well, where did you come here from 4 weeks ago?
I
So,
was.
I mean, you don't just come here to like help us, right?
It could be
You've
for
been
holiday.
waiting for 4 weeks
I-
to help us.
It is more twisted than that.
Oh, okay.
I was in Waterdeep with my group. I am part of the Odolux, a little group. Part of it that
What are the Lux you said?
that's right.
Of cassette.
Your hammer glows.
She and my hammer?
I was part of a small
Right?
sect called the
Solar?
Outer Guards, and
She
we
wasn't
pursue particularly malicious fey fiends, aberrations, elementals, and we cast them back to where they came from, or we do away with them entirely.
Wow.
But members of my group, my small group within the Order Lux got greedy, and they were making shady deals, and I called them out on it, and I said, "You are corrupting what we stand for," and they tricked me. They got me on guard, and then they had me step backwards through a portal,
See?
and I ended up in the Feywild.
Never,
That's a good
Never
trick.
retreat, never surrender.
They did good.
That's it.
I have to use that.
They had a guy
Lux
behind you
too.
and they pushed it.
Little halfling.
Oldest trick in the book, man.
All right, so there's got to be a way back to the material plane from here,
I haven't found it
because
yet.
I've heard it many times. I've used it. at least a few. But, yeah, I don't know, in reference to this spot, any idea.
Have you seen any big circles on the ground with a ton of different
Stones?
words? No, not stones. Like, it'll have writing,
Like-
and it'll something be like, kill the biggest bad guy in the history of the world.
I'm talking about
See
portals.
any of those? Oh,
I haven't seen any portals. I would have imagined. I
How
haven't
about
seen
any
any portals yet.
sigils?
Not gates per se, and you are aware of the gates that can be traversed by very powerful beings. You also know interplanar magic that exists, which you cannot cast, though you can send things back. I believe you know the
Banishment?
spell.
I don't know if I took it.
I can't remember if you took it or not. Anyway, and you also know you have because of your training and your oath, you have a sensitivity to the thin places between the planes, which is why you've been kind of holed up here in this area
Because it is thin.
because it is thin, and you've been waiting. You just have had this sense that you needed to wait, and you feel like the reason for your waiting may have just happened upon you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think my being here and your being here is fortuitous.
that's so cool.
While he's talking, Selena's also looking around at our surroundings to make sure that things not coming back or that we didn't attract the attention of something different or worse.
I do think we should move.
Because we are standing in one place.
We're on the high place. We should find.
Where's your camp, man? 4 weeks. Gotta have a spot.
He's
Right.
got an RV!
Down around the bend by
Right.
the river.
Let's go.
In a van down by the river.
Oh, Bill Shakespeare here.
An acoustic guitar.
That guy on a little coat.
We're going to hold on one second.
You know, I'm part of Order Lux too. Order Lux of Cassette. Cassette. And our Order of the Lux was getting evil too, and they tried. Well, they actually successfully killed her because we weren't able to save her. Well, we didn't have time to save
Do
her
we
because
know
got.
she's dead?
She was sent to a dragon lair, so we presume she's dead. And we were told by someone else to save her life. And we might have seen her in limbo.
Oh,
Don't remember Cassette.
there were a lot of dead people there.
Yeah, like Jack. That's sad.
Yeah.
You were so young.
Yeah.
I heard he made really good milkshakes.
He made the best milkshakes. And his floppy hair that covered his one eye.
Right. So, take us to your place.
And he
Please.
would lead them down the pathway.
You go down the pathway and you go along the river, and you all see that the river banks are all very muddy, as if a flood has just washed through here. You all know the source. It's relatively flat, and Manny begins to explain to you how he hasn't really had too many run-ins with the denizens here because he knows that the Fae is full of dangerous creatures. Whimsical and odd, but many of them very dangerous. And not often what they appear to be at first glance. So he begins to kind of tell you about his experience with the Fae. Anthony as well explains his experience with the Fae. That it is a place that it is comprised of 4 main quadrants, so to speak. There is no true map of the Feywild because it is a very shifting and unique plane of existence. But there are kind of 4 spheres of influence that are typically quantified or qualified by the seasons, the 4 seasons of a typical kind of cycle. The court of spring, the court of summer, the court of autumn, and the court of winter. And there is a nexus point between them that Manny and Antony are both aware of, though don't know anything beyond there's a nexus point. If you are indeed between the overlap between spring and winter, which would make sense given the state of Hecate's Fathom and how it had frozen over from where you came, that this would put you opposite the overlap between summer and autumn, which would be kind of on the opposite side of the realms. And your first order of business, really, to the extent that you can do so, would be to seek someone out who could assist you in navigating this area.
So are you saying we need to get to the Nexus?
That is what you surmise is the Antony in particular, because you know how this works, would be the quickest way out of here. The Nexus being kind of at the center of this planar, the Feywild, and it's kind of the way that it's set up.
Out of here to where?
Wherever it may lead.
Okay.
Each of you, Ray wouldn't know anything. Hasheen, you can roll Hasheen and Celine, along with Antony and Manny. Cacophony, I don't think you would know anything either. Can roll history checks on the Feywild.
21.
21?
5.
5, all right.
24.
24.
11.
11, all right. Manny and Celine, beyond what I just described, that's about the extent of what you know. Hasheen, you know a little bit more. In particular, you know a little bit more about the courts.
I was aware of this in real life.
And the specific court that you are most familiar with is the Court of Winter. How much information would you share about what you know about the Court of Winter?
It's cold, dead hard.
Probably.
This, by the way, would be from your when you were very young, right? Your mother spoke a little bit about your father and how he was a drow who had spent time in the Fae, connected with the Court of Winter. Which I don't think you've ever discussed any of that.
Correct. I would probably mention that there is... I'm pretty sure there is a head of the court in each realm. And if you are in good standing with the main emissary of that court, you may be able to go places others can't. Like out of here. So there's more than one nexus. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just
Insight.
guessing.
Roll insight. Antony, in addition to what Hasheen is sharing, you are aware that indeed each of these 4 kind of localized effects within the Fae of these different seasons have an archfey that kind of leads that court.
Did we meet an archfey?
Yeah, I made out with one.
Tell that to your papa on your Facebook wall.
So there. So to be clear, and Antony would know this, and you could explain this. There are many types of archfey. They are the most powerful types of Fey creatures, but there is a specific archfey that leads the Court of Winter, Court of Spring, Court of Autumn, and Court of Summer.
Is there a specific building that the court in each place is located?
There is, although you don't know their locations. You do know they do have physical locations within the Feywild.
And we are in. Hey, what quarter are we in, buddy?
We are near the nexus of spring and winter.
And so
And
as
who do we
you
want to talk to?
I might know people in Winter Court. Maybe.
What do you think?
It's a risk no matter what. Let's try.
Sounds good.
I'd like to cast a spell for the next 20 minutes. And it's called Guiding Star. And I will choose the stated destination of the location of the Winter Court.
Darlin's been wanting to do that. I forgot to
I've had this spell for 12 levels. So I haven't been able to
It's hard
use
to
it.
find a way to use
Almost
it, to be
half,
honest.
half my spells I haven't been able to use because we've been in
okay.
a place where there is no sun.
And so you
And we still have no sun.
you set your course, and it begins leading you in a direction which, for none of you have the feat that would allow for you knowing the direction, yes?
Our
Nor do you
ranger?
have any orbs of direction.
Keen mind.
Well, this says you can't be directionally disoriented or lose track of the destination. The spell doesn't, however, reveal the best route. So it's just where is it?
Straight on.
Okay. So it points. You can all roll collective survival checks. Manny with advantage because you've been here for a month.
Survival, you say?
A month of Fey time, by the way.
Nice. That makes sense.
Oh, jeez.
22.
21.
Oh, you are able
Did
to
you catch
determine the
that?
cardinal directions as well. If
Now you
there
can
are
fact
any
check
here.
us.
So it seems, and Anthony, you're confident, but based off of Manny's,
24 altogether.
as well as, what'd you roll?
Nice.
21.
23.
9.
19.
You're all fairly confident that this is leading you south.
Makes sense. Sense.
This is leading you south. And the trees on this side of the river are very virile, as if they're birthing life. It is, you seem to be more in the realm of spring. There are blooms in the trees, flowers of all shades and hues that don't even seem to belong together. Like, they're not typical in any sort of material plane bouquets that you would see. It's like an odd fluorescent blue that is mixed with a kind of almost strange chartreuse.
I love that color.
And like fluorescent pink. It's just like the colors are very
So fun.
vibrant, and these plants again kind of growing at their own in their own way, expressing themselves. You try to seek to look into the distance beyond the river, in the direction that the star is leading you, and you do watch as the landscape does in the distance. You see on a distant hill, it seems to be more bleak, and the leaves seem to be falling from the trees. And in the very distance, maybe a day or two, you can't tell, you see what looks to be snow-covered hills. So that, as you are oriented that way and begin following, you come to kind of a clearing that gives you this viewpoint.
Mm.
You see the way towards the Winter Court.
So the river would be crossing our path, not flowing. In
The river
direction-
seems to be flowing kind of along the
east-west.
yeah, kind of going west to east, but does have a southerly meander that is more in the spring side, but is in the direction eventually of the Winter Court. It's just how direct do you want to go? Does it make sense?
Mhm.
I will upload the map that I'm using for each of you to see as soon as you obtain it.
Interesting. It's a Zelda quest. Gotta find the map.
I'll pull out my shovel and start digging 5-foot patches in random locations.
And hitting all the bushes.
If any hearts pop out, I'm grabbing them.
That's right. You travel for several hours before exhaustion begins to take you all. And
Really like to rest.
you come to the place of needing a long rest. Do you seek to prepare in any way for your long rest? What are you guys doing?
Yes.
Any other conversation you wish to have?
Well, shall we rest?
I think so.
Do we need to keep watch?
I'll keep watch.
I will also cast the alert spell around us.
Thank you.
We
Okay.
don't
Need it?
I also have the hut.
You have Lumen's tiny hut? Let's cast that guy.
I have private sanctum.
We could cast that guy too.
It's even better.
Private Sanctum
three.
is even better.
Can you imagine?
Lehman's tiny hut inside of Private Sanctum.
We're hella safe then.
Do you have? Do you? I would.
alert.
I would need you to describe to me what your Private Sanctum looks like.
Gym.
Bachelor pad.
Fitness club.
Yeah.
There's a folding chair.
There's a receptionist that
Do
says,
you have
"Do you
that
have a badge?"
description ready?
A futon.
No, I don't.
Okay. Let's hold off on your Private Sanctum because I want you to give us a
Alright.
So Lumen's tiny hut. Then.
so Lehman's tiny hut for tonight.
Alrighty.
We
We'll just say
downgraded our Airbnb.
for the sake of storytelling, you don't have the magical capacity to cast that tonight.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lehman's tiny hut is cast as a ritual,
Mm-hmm.
Only
and-
bench presses.
Yeah, all.
and
Oh, like,
you all kind of
Huddle in.
gather together in the hut in close proximity. It's warm and pleasant, though you are on the springy grass of spring,
Nice.
and springy as in the
Gotcha.
yeah, it's buoyant.
Yeah.
The buoyant grass of spring.
Buoyant.
Are there any final conversations you wish to have before you go to sleep for the evening?
I gotta bring back my familiar, so I will be doing that also.
Okay, Cacophony, Dungeon Smith Gaming, Cacophony has Layman's Tiny Hut.
Cacophone.
I would like to ask, so you know my general goal and task in life. What is your purpose?
I mean, that's none of your business.
No, we are
No,
traveling
wait.
together.
He might be able to help. So there's this one thing that's going on, and it's really, really crazy. It's called the
Just what it-
Convergence, and there's all these evil things attacking, and it's all landing on Waterdeep. And so what we're establishing or investigating, but hopefully gonna destroy, is it's called the Storm, and it's in the Anorak Desert in Toriel, and there's evil cloud giants that are running in it, and they have something called Kozer's Ire, which is a really powerful weapon. And then there's something about the Netherese that they're coming back to life or whatever. I don't fully know, but my parents are investigating the avalanche that's happening in the north, and then there's something about an orc attack going on, and there's a fire tornado in the plane of fire, which we kind of abandoned all the citizens to, and I feel a little bit bad about that, but I really need to get back to this storm. But we were supposed to destroy all these shadows creatures that were happening in the city of Brass, but we didn't, and I think a lot of people are gonna die because of it.
And I
I'm
think we also
sad.
disrupted something in the Shadowfell,
Well, you
and
know,
now
Yeah. You have to crack a couple eggs to make an omelet.
But really, we need to get to the storm and destroy it.
I think you're right. I think maybe
speaking of eggs,
you could do with some direction. It seems like you've
What do you mean? We're going south.
We meander.
all right. Well,
With meander.
I think that our purposes could align.
Really? You're here to destroy the storm as well and get those cloud giants to where the places belong? They're trying to overtake us.
Manny, you are aware of the storm and the threat to the Sword Coast that it poses. You don't know how deep the corruption goes within Ordo Lux, but or whether it's related to this convergence talk that Ray is talking about and addressing, but there is just a resonance with it that you sense that this is exactly why Savras and the Divines allowed you to be duped, so to speak, into getting trapped here. And this is the purpose that has arisen for you to pursue.
Okay. And he would say, I will travel with you and rage against the storm.
Yes!
But I think you might want to reconsider your stance on different kinds of giants.
No!
Ray's like, get out!
Get outside! You will not speak that blasphemous over here. We are storm giants. They are cloud giants.
She's a little racist.
Everybody has a flaw.
We're working on it.
No! They are evil! Like evil with a capital E.
I know. Of course they are.
Didn't you
Yeah.
tell us you met an ancestor who was cloud giant?
No,
and
she
half
was
cloud
turned
giant?
into a storm giant. So, it's okay.
Our vision is
She was
history.
grafted in.
She was, yeah.
Okay.
So, like, how's the shade situation in town?
The shade?
Shade?
Seems water deep.
Lots of trees.
No, like the beings we released.
Oh,
Oh, the ones that are eating infants?
we took care of them.
That was campaign 1.
Oh, none of us know about that.
No.
Yep. Yeah, none of you know about
Oh, yeah.
No,
Weren't you playing this character
but
the
he
whole
would know.
time?
How's the shade situation? Ask him.
Would I know?
I mean, would you really ask that question?
He wouldn't.
What Celine would ask is,
Would I even know?
if you have been in the material plane until about 3 or 4 weeks ago, can you give us any sort of update on how things have progressed there? We've just been going off of Ray's assumption of the storm growing, but none of us have been there recently.
Admittedly,
And who knows?
could be flawed.
And also, it could time difference. Maybe time is faster.
Speaking of
You've
which,
been here for 4 weeks?
I've been here for 4 weeks, but
So-
I don't know.
Son of
This-
a gun!
So the storm just started over the Anorak Desert.
Oh no!
oh, no.
It's like the storm?
No
It's like a
insider
category 3.
information.
Ain't that bad?
So
think it's a
you
tropical-
are aware that it is
monsoon.
growing, and there have been what would roll? Give me
That's a mind
give me
trick.
a
How many years did
D20
you
roll.
just miss? How many years are
It's
we
been
missing?
going a while.
Seriously?
Ooh, dang.
Dang!
That's 3 tonight already.
Come on, Cal.
Okay. Let me roll.
Welcome
I'm
to the
rolling a
club.
D100.
Yeah. I feel like Ray.
Roll, put the camera on. Oh,
I have it
God.
on. That's a 16.
Out of 100?
Distracted by side quests and we blown up the
16.
side
All right.
It's true.
Okay, so you are aware of the storm.
What was that?
Counting through all the convergence directions.
Oh, got it.
You're aware of the storm. You are also aware of a shadow that is pervading the primary cities of the Sword Coast. And you began investigating in Waterdeep because it seemed to manifest very strongly there not too long ago.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
But then
You've been here forever.
Yeah.
that's why you were in Waterdeep.
Okay.
But you left Waterdeep because you were seeking leads in 2 places in particular. Baldur's Gate, which had all kinds of strange things begin to happen, including a sort of magical disease that seemed to have broken out. And
So that was okay.
and
Just trying to timelines.
where you traveled overland to Seraloon,
Okay.
where you ultimately confronted some of your brethren in Ordo Lux and were tricked.
So at the seat of power is where I confronted them.
And this was, well, as far as you are aware
Fair enough.
of who, as high up as you could go, Seraloon had recently gone through some issues. There was a tower that had been uncovered,
Hated that tower.
and there was apparently some assassinations and death threats that were going on, but you thought you weren't sure if those were connected to the shadows or something more, but you uncovered this issue with Order Lux, and so you went to deal with that, and then you got stuck here for the last month.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yep. So I don't know if you want to share that, but you guys are aware of Ray in particular. You are aware of the storm having progressed
More.
beyond and it essentially reaching some of the outskirt of the Anarok and really beginning to overwhelm some important cities, in particular your old friend Killian, his hometown of Everesca, which is a kind of a magical haven and was in one sense kind of the bastion against the evil in the Anarok. And I don't know, for the sake of the conversation, we'll say you're sharing that.
Yeah.
You're aware of Everesca. You've been there. You know how to get there. And part of your training and watching was done from within Everesca.
Okay.
So you have some connectivity to Everesca. Though you've never heard of the name Killian.
Has he ever heard of the Marvelous
Magnificent
Seven? Magnificent Seven?
He is not.
I mean, I have, but that's just Caleb.
So any other role-playing conversations?
I have a very important question. Do you have a really important key that isn't that important that you're willing to trade it for another key that's even more important?
I have the
Scarab
shield,
key in the
shield on my
pocket.
back, this glaive, and my armor. That's pretty much it.
What have you been eating?
Well,
the little
the
gnome guy
Feywild
has the other
things
half
you
of the
can eat.
scarab key.
He's been fishing in the river with his
It's like
glaive,
relaxing for you.
spear fishing.
That's awesome. I love it.
I like to think that all this maturity we're seeing was a 4-week character arc that he went through while he was in isolation.
Well, if what she says is true,
I've been here for a long time.
It's
yeah,
true.
maybe over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like more than a year.
That's conservative.
Yeah.
So that
I
means
hate this.
Long rest is coming.
It won't help me.
Yeah, but our long rest is going to be more like 40 hours instead of 8 hours
That's true.
in real world time.
All right.
we have to go straight to the objective. We have no idea
for
how much
once
time
in
is
our
passing. I know. We have additional incentive on top of our normal
Are we
incentive.
sure this is the way we want to go?
Well, I do have a friend in the Autumn Court, but yeah, we
That-
should probably go straight to somebody you know. It's closer.
It's
I
definitely
don't.
closer.
I don't know if the people I might know are the people we want to know.
Oh, so should we
I wanted to say that, but then we just kind of started going.
okay.
Will they get us
We didn't
outta
get
here?
very far. Yet.
So do I know what part of the Fae that Arch-Fae is the one he made out with is in charge of? Or do we have an assumption?
So you recall Dimitri,
Yeah.
who was vampire-esque in his presentation,
Mm-hmm.
very finely dressed, and he offered to do a parsing.
Yep.
Um,
he did it.
So much parsing.
Ben parsed. Hurts to sit.
What base is that?
Fifth.
And you discerned that he was probably of some Arch-Fae power level, but you never discerned any sort of affiliation beyond that.
Right, but did he
his
cast
mouth was
spells or
warm.
anything?
So I
can't remember.
There were
not
no.
winter.
He
Or the-
snapped his fingers and did things, but there wasn't any sort of seasonal affiliation in his manifestations.
Could be wild.
I mean, summer is happy, but you know someone in autumn?
I was just saying that.
What you do now?
I do.
Just roll with it. Yes, and.
That's where I got my familiar. Yeah.
So do you
Magic.
follow the path of the river? Is that the way you guys have gone?
Yes. Well, that was where his camp was.
Okay.
Yeah, wait a minute. Is your familiar Fae?
His familiar is a badger.
That's right.
Oh no, that's what it was
It's
that
just a
time.
normal
I have to roll for that this time.
Are you doing a new familiar?
Every time I cast it, I'm gonna do a new one. Yeah.
That's fun. Well,
How about something that flies?
any other conversations?
If I sleep, we could walk on the water.
We have to decide our direction. We can go to the Crystal Citadel. I just don't know if that's where we want to be.
Is it the winter court?
Yeah. So, it is now.
Two things.
Sure. You can call
I
it
mean,
that.
that's what Baba used to call it.
Baba, huh?
Do you think not knowing someone is better than knowing someone who's bad? And two, do we have time to take a long rest now that we know that I've been here for more than a year and it feels like 4 weeks?
Dude, I got 2 hit points.
Celine is actually going in and out of consciousness.
Well, I'm not
Yeah.
sure that.
I caught every
guess we can
seventh
go
word.
ahead.
Past
So-
that.
Then a short
so-
rest, though.
There's certainly a
fill
sense of urgency that you all feel, but you also need to maintain your strength to get through a dangerous plane.
Is it nighttime? Is there a nighttime?
There is no nighttime here.
Freaking spring.
There is a constant kind of the most nighttime is in the realm of winter.
Can you make it dark?
It is the
I
darkest
think
there.
you can actually change the color of your thing. You could make a dark tent.
Make it opaque.
Make it like a salt lamp.
Oh yeah, any color I choose.
Right. So,
Dark blue?
Sounds good.
To answer your first question, you knew you had bad people, and you went to confront them, and they tricked you. Devil you know versus the devil you don't.
I don't think there's any devils in the Feywild.
Seems
Just so
like
you
the
know.
devil you
Could it
knew
not be?
didn't help.
Well, maybe there are.
Fair enough.
I might bet on the devil we don't know.
Summer
Or spring.
or spring
We're
is
closer to
closer.
spring.
Any other one.
Okay.
Let's do spring then.
That whatever that spirit was that possessed all of the things
Yeah.
obviously targeted you.
Yeah, and it turned a fire elemental into,
Into
ice.
ice.
Mm.
So perhaps it isn't the wisest thing to
So, yeah,
walk
yeah.
into an environment that
As
we
you
don't know
as
if it's
you
been prepped.
recount that, you also recall the direction in which the being fled was south.
Ah.
So if winter is evil, spring maybe it's partially evil, summer is all good.
Like some days
fall
it's 45,
partially
other
evil.
days
I
it's
might be
like
totally different.
I think
65.
you know,
Everyone's evil.
like I don't know if
Bring it
winter
back
is
around.
evil. I just think they prefer the temperature to be colder. I'd rather have
It's an
it
aesthetic.
30.
Anthony
20, 10
explains that
degrees.
there is no such thing as pure good or pure evil
Except for cloud giants. Sorry.
in any of the courts. There are beings who will act out of their disposition,
So politics.
which could be evil or good as you judge that to be in any of the courts. However, the winter court is the most comfortable with death and the cycle of
However,
of dying.
we
yeah,
have a high
cacophonous like sounds
priestess.
lovely.
That's a good point.
We do have the high priestess of death.
So there's the point is that there is supposed to be balance.
You're saying that truth is relative and nothing matters.
No, I'm
Oh.
saying that there's supposed to be balance through the Fae by all of the seasons acting in concert together. And
Yeah.
so if any one season has its full force and effect, that could be bad. Right? Balance
Think of
is
the
good,
allergies in Forever Spring.
right? But there could also be, you might prefer a season and therefore think that it's good that there's life everywhere spring, right? But that is not necessarily
Always.
always a good thing if there's no death, right?
Mhm.
Hypothetically.
Mhm.
So you kind of have these, to the extent you can, almost, Anthony has this almost philosophical kind of conversation about the balance in this place, that is supposed to exist. Within that, there are very many dangerous creatures, tricksters, whimsical creatures, strange and fanciful, that reside here.
Okay, so we're not safe in any direction.
That's right.
Truly safe.
Would
It's a
we,
risk no matter what.
would we be better off, since it sounds like, and I would trust a gut assumption that perhaps winter wouldn't be the wisest one. Perhaps given what's happening with Limbo and the Shadowfell and upsetting the balance of death and life, perhaps we would be better suited to go from one of the more in-between seasons like spring or fall that have more of an interest in maybe not as
Rebirth.
one-sided as summer or winter.
We are in spring now.
Mm-hmm. And we know that that spirit thing went to the south
It did.
towards winter, as we confirmed with your spell.
Yeah, I can do it again.
Tomorrow,
We'll
right?
switch more directions.
Well, if winter's south, then you'd have to think
North.
summer's north,
It's very easy
and
to
then
get lost
spring
here.
would be west.
I
Maybe
agree,
the
though. I
south.
do think
it's
we
very, it's very
should double
easy
check.
to
The Feywild has to be tricky.
It's
Oh.
weird here.
walk this way and end up that way. Yeah.
I was,
I do know that Baba did work for the Crystal Citadel. Maybe there are still people that are loyal to him. Were
Baba who? Baba Yaga?
my Baba?
Oh.
Umi
Father.
Baba? Dad. Father.
Haven't you been getting nightmares about him though?
Yeah, but like he's always been helping me.
how did he die?
I don't know.
Do you think that that spirit was targeting you for anything related to your ring from your father? And if so, are we walking it right into their hands?
The thought crossed my mind.
So I don't know if I would trust a wisp of a thought of a potential ally there if we don't know if there are other parties there that want to take that from you
Okay.
and wouldn't particularly care if you were alive.
Okay. Then spring court it is. Tomorrow?
Have
Sounds
you
like a
met
plan.
anyone else while you were here these 4 weeks?
No being that was thinking.
You fought a displacer beast.
I just want a
wild.
montage of his days alone.
You
Can't show that on Twitch.
you stumbled upon or rather a red cap stumbled upon you.
So that's a thinking being.
Yep.
Okay.
Which just it tried to
Didn't think when he was done
make
with
you
it.
its slave, which you didn't allow it to do. You ended it.
That boy.
And you have spoken with some fairies,
Oh,
which were
Trust them.
do they try to make deals?
they tried to charm you,
Okay.
which you resisted the charm, and then they ignored you.
This is a terrible place.
Okay.
Everything
time.
goes to
So
kill
once
you.
once I overcame that, they just left. Kind of thing?
They did not.
Oh, you're no fun.
You've heard
We're in Narnia.
howling at night.
Fucking Wonderland.
Okay. Which direction?
South.
North.
Okay.
Question: while we're in the tent, do we hear any plops of water?
Ooh.
This is important to
Very
interrupt.
specific plot.
You hear the river flowing.
But do we hear the
That's a good question.
You do not.
What is that?
Oh,
the
the
giant fish?
The aboleth
that's been
That
following us.
was observing you. There is no sign of the aboleth anywhere.
That's good to know.
You also have heard one of these days, in the distance, you heard music. You did not venture towards it.
Did I notice any
We gotta do that.
arcane
Sounds fun to me.
pull or push from it?
Are they satires?
There was a
Satires?
sense to
Satires?
move towards it,
Satires?
but you resisted
it
that as
Satyrs?
well.
Satyrs.
Dancing
Um,
goat people.
You've seen things flying in the sky at a distance.
Hercules.
Some things that look to be
What?
draconic in nature, with kind of like long, sinewy forms. You've seen strange-looking birds, and you think roll a d20. Let's just see how This is
It's
perception.
been a long 4 years.
Okay, so 17.
17 on your perception. Yep, that's about what you saw there. You have tried to get to a high place, but spring seems to be relatively flat in its orientation, which is the side you're on. There are more hills to the south in winter, which would give you a higher vantage point. So you haven't really seen anything too much in the distance.
Okay.
You did spy a glade of nymphs from a distance, which you observed keenly.
You watched.
It's my job, all right? Gosh, I don't want to do it. I have to.
Could you turn around?
And there were one or two times where you felt like someone was watching you, but you couldn't see who or what was. Many of your days were just spent waiting by this thin place, spearfishing and kind of whittling away the time.
Has he whittled anything?
Great life.
That's so sad.
So you all
I guess not.
you all find your rest. Ray and Hasheen, I need wisdom saves from you.
I thought we fixed this part.
I've been
thought we did
trying
too.
to.
I think it was fixed.
Oh, actually, I did fix it.
Oh yeah,
We
okay.
fixed
No
this
wisdom
part.
saves from you for the nightmares.
Yes,
You did do that.
We fixed that. We didn't fix the other crap.
Yeah.
You've got like 7 layers of greater
So
restriction.
no wisdom saves needed.
Is Cacophony still exhausted? Do you come back with a level of exhaustion?
So you awake and you all feel slightly
Bless you.
excuse me,
Yeah, we've got a cold.
Congested.
changed.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
As if your travel through the dimensions shifted some things within you.
So I'm apart from this.
Yeah, this is
Oh, yeah, you've already...
so this
been
is the story explanation for some of the mechanical shifts in your characters. So some of the things that you felt like you used to be able to do seem to have escaped your grasp and know-how. But there are other things that you feel more attuned to. For example, Anthony, you feel touched by the Fae now in a way that you weren't before. Hasheen, similar, you feel a connectedness to this place, as if it's a home away from home. It's not entirely comforting.
Awesome.
Cacophony, you, through your death and rebirth yet again, you feel strengthened. You have taken a level up.
Yeah! Level 10!
So you are now level 10, which is the base of the rest of the party, although Ray is 11 and Anthony is 12, I believe.
So you need to die to level up. That seems to be the thing,
Yeah.
right? All right. We can do that.
She's just jumping off tall buildings.
Celine,
I can fly. I know it.
Celine,
Nice.
you feel something you haven't before. When you wake, you feel a strong connection to your patron, your guardian,
Oh.
Class features.
and given some of the vision that you've had, you sense that there is a location of binding within the Feywild.
You will not sidetrack us.
To release the chains on your patron, and to allow it to operate more freely and unencumbered.
Dang.
Anthony, you sense
That's Azazel, right?
Yeah.
you sense
Zazzle?
a darkness to the south
Uh-oh.
that is beyond the norm for the Court of Winter. Something feels wrong.
We might have to go there.
That's where we're going.
And you all wake, refreshed, revived. Hasheen, you're the first to wake. Your lisp is gone.
Yes.
Your friends are either sleeping or rustling. And as you wake and sit up, standing, or rather sitting, face to face with you, inside your hut, is a very well-dressed,
No way!
vampiric-looking figure
He sits up too
Stay away
hard.
from him!
who
Lips
looks
clap.
at you
That means you brought
and
him in.
says,
Yeah.
"Oh, I am so happy." And that's where we'll pick up next time.
About what? That was an incomplete
At least we're all
sentence.
sleeping. You can make out right now. No one will even know. We won't be able to make fun of you for it.
Just don't say more than one syllable.
Oh yeah.
Sitting across from you is
yeah. Well, that was just a
Dimitri.
game.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
So many
Ew.
questions.
All right.
Ew.
So we'll pick up there next session, next
I do like
Tuesday,
some vampire shows.
with Dimitri on the
What am I?
banks
The
of
inside.
Indulgences.
The banks of the Eubanks.
the river, and we will pick things up. Thank you so much for watching with us. We're gonna have some more art in the stream next time, along with the updated stat block for Cacophony and probably Hasheen as well, because I know you're going to be jiggering some things around. We didn't have them up tonight because we were trying to get the stats synced, so we just Sylvanic just pulled them all, so he didn't put any of it up. That's why it was just a blank glowing.
have the ending overlay?
Yeah, I could probably put
it works.
put
Can
that
I just
up.
clarify? Are we rolling for HP? Or
I
are
mean-
we healed?
Oh, that's right. We,
Oh,
Oh,
we're
I
gonna
already
do that.
said long
We're gonna do that
rest.
next campaign.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we are healed.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
fully healed.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Fully healed. So here's what we're doing this campaign in terms of new stuff. I'm rolling death saves myself for you guys, so you will not know what they are.
Nice, I
Okay.
like that. Okay.
And I am also going to do the glancing blows. So if the armor class is met, it's halved damage. That is both for you and against you. And
The feats.
yeah, we're doing the
Earnable
feats.
feats.
We're doing the feats where you can earn feats. Yep. So we're gonna do some additional changes with the next campaign, but that's what we're gonna do for this. Yeah, agreed, Phantom. It definitely adds a whole nother layer because they don't have that meta knowledge that they're playing with. So, and you can't help it, right? Once you know it, and you know the order of things. So, we really appreciate you guys joining us, and we're going to be consistent here moving forward. We don't expect that we're going to miss really any Tuesday nights for the foreseeable future. Obviously, things can happen. Tech can go bad. Life happens. But
People can call out.
we expect to be here with you all as we tell this second act, the concluding act of the R.A.T.S story. Hopefully you all survive to get to the storm and have a chance to stop it and maybe live.
Living would be good.
Maybe.
So encouraged.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
We gotta win sometime.
So we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And we will be putting all these up on YouTube. We haven't been putting a lot of the previous episodes up on YouTube. We'll be putting these up there, so if you need to catch up, they'll be up there. Of course, there's the video on demand. We look forward to seeing you very soon as we continue next Tuesday night, starting at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we continue to loot, die, and repeat. Have a great everyone. Cheers.
Wait, can you test the ending?